Hello, everybody. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus. Wish it's a Wednesday night. I'm here with all my friends, but of course, I am. Oh my God! I already forgot what it was. Oh,
the fertile soil.
I'm the fertile. I am a patch of fertile soil that is carrying trace amounts of vitamin ink. Your DM tonight. God, I literally had it ready, and then I messed it up. Anyway. Before we get to our little recap, just some starter announcements. Of course, I would like to thank Twitch, OBS Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ for their continued support. Without them, we wouldn't be able to make all of these great programs for you all. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you to everyone watching as well. Also, announcement. So we here at Proficiency Bonus were able to raise a total of $1,000 to go towards the Zephyr Foundation. They are a group out of New Jersey that works with autism awareness and things of that nature. So we raised some money up last month for Autism Awareness Month, and we couldn't be more happy to be able to contribute to such a good cause. Obviously, you can keep on giving if you would like to. All of that was a combination of from donations through bits to Tabletop Legends, I believe, raised a big chunk, and then we matched to get it up to a nice even 1,000. If you have any questions or if you would like to know more about the Zephyr Foundation, you can just go to their website, which is zephyrfoundation.org. That's ZEFER foundation.org. It's a really, really great organization, so please go give it a look. Give it your support if you can. And then finally, announcement, new show coming to Proficiency Bonus. We don't have a set date yet, but it's going to be Saturdays. It is called Dirty 20. It's going to be going on right before, is it Inside Check?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm so
right before.
excited with
right
the name, and the
Check.
logo looks amazing. I'm so excited.
And this is going to be another live game right at the table, similar to Tabletop Legends. So super duper excited for that. We're working on getting it started up, so just keep tuned to the Proficiency Bonus Twitter and keep on watching us here to find out more information about when that's going to get started. I think that's everything, though. So well, as Victoria dies and returns back to life, we can go to the players so we can say hi to everybody. Because I believe.
Okay.
Bruh, my computer just froze, but I'm back.
Okay. Because we have a new face here today who I'm so excited about. They're dabbing. It's Bite of the Villain. Wonderful artist.
Oh, shucks.
D&D player. Friend.
Shucks. Oh, shucks.
Plays in games with me, run by Chell, who is returning again this week. So, Bitey, you were going to be playing with us like a while ago, but that didn't work out. But now you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
So excited.
I'm like 4 months late, 3 months late.
No, it's not that much.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It's fine.
It's fine. Nobody has to know.
But yeah, so I think we're going to be having some. We have some of Bitey's art that's going to be showing periodically, or at least at break. Totally check him out. He's very, very good at drawing.
Oh, shucks.
And he could use money.
I do like
support a D&D artist.
I'm a baby artist that just wants to draw D&D things.
Me as fuck. I feel you.
Okay.
Slide into everybody's DMs.
Hell yeah. Get that commission.
So
on that note,
so I was actually going to say, if anyone would like, because this is actually something Chell does, and I kind of like it. If any of the players would like to give a recap of the previous episode, I'll give them inspiration for the session today.
Listen, I have such good notes, okay?
She does.
Go for it.
I don't have any
Go for it, Victoria.
Wait, I think I have the wrong notebook right now. I am on crack.
Uh-oh.
Wait, 15 seconds, not even on.
You already fucked up.
Nope.
We're live.
Okay,
And I'm supposed.
listen, Linda.
We're doing it live.
Listen, Linda.
Last time
I know what
we
we
were in a
got.
goblin. Last time we were in a goblin cave because we were gonna go in and we were gonna steal some treasure, but then it was way bigger than we thought it was going to be. So there were like all these goblins, and they had all these like bodies that may or may not have been alive, and we were like, holy crap! And then there were also some ruins that we really didn't want to go in because they were very geometrical, and that means that stuff's gonna explode. And if a door is easy to get through, that means stuff's gonna explode, probably. And then we found a little goblin forge, and Bubbles stealth rage killed the forge working goblins. And we found some iron ingots and some weird quartz crystals, and a small metal tin with metal figurines, like a little music box with a letter that we can't read. And then we heard somebody like yelling and just protesting. So we went down the path that veered off from the little forge where we stealth killed people with our barbarian. We saw some little tiny dragon people that were being enslaved to work as like miners for the goblins. And the cavern became worked stone. And then we found this whole naked man being shoved into a cage where we proceeded to try to rescue him, but then like the goblin captain, he kind of just ruined everything and blew a little horn, and then all of these goblins came to attack us, and we went to run away. And then the naked man like secured the bag by like basically one-shotting this like really, really thick, juicy hobgoblin captain. And then we ran out, and then he also, while wholly naked, collapsed the cave on.
He is not fully. He has pants.
Okay,
Don't forget,
but that's basically it.
Don't forget, Bubbles also incited a riot with the kobold.
Bubbles incited a kobold rebellion, and they rebelled against their masters in glorious anarchy. And then we escaped, and Felix the Naked is collapsed in the tunnel on the goblins.
And then Oz tried to hit on him, and that was it.
Immediately.
That's how we ended it, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what you missed on Glee.
Oh, what a callback.
So-
Holy shit.
He has really,
Nerd.
really thin breeches, but they're like cut really high. There's all these rips, and there's a little butt cheek hanging out. That's how I picture it.
So a pair of pants that are just all ripped up to the point where they're just not functional as pants, huh?
Oh no.
Sounds rather
Oh
familiar.
my.
Don't. It's my first-
Anyway, Temerity, you can mark down some inspiration for
Oh
tonight.
yeah, I should probably get D&D Beyond up.
Oh, that's
That
probably-
helps.
That's
Having
probably
your
a good
character
idea.
sheets. Oh, you leveled up.
We did?
Yeah.
You're level
Sorry, I'm
3.
emotionally like messed up still.
Oh shit.
Did you guys level up over the week, or are we going to
Nope.
kick it off by? Okay, well, so that'll kick off if you take a long rest. So we're ready. You're level 3. You're already 3.
Okay.
I rolled my hit points.
I think we
okay.
did that. We did that last
Oh,
time.
I think I did
Rolled
my
your
hit
hit points?
I just didn't actually put
Okay.
my number from 2 to 3. That's the problem. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
so
this is a biggie. This is
subclass.
fuck. This is my sub.
I get to make a tiny metal sun when I have the materials to do so.
So how?
At third level, your otherworldly patron bestows a gift upon you for your loyal service.
Yes.
Pact, chain, or tome. I think I said I went tome.
You're thinking
I'm pretty
tome.
Sure. I think I did tome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get to all of that right now. So you've all just immediately burst you've run out of the cavern, a cloud of smoke following you as Felix set off the trap that was at the front, causing a collapse of part of the tunnel, hopefully getting a lot of the goblins that were chasing you caught in it, while leaving the rest of you mostly safe. You ran out into the forest. It if I remember correctly, it was starting to become evening. What are you all going to do?
Trying to make sure my laptop doesn't overheat.
As
So
I start up
does-
some music.
So I get a grimoire, like a book of shadows. Does that just like appear in my hands?
We have to take a long rest for
Okay.
everything.
Well,
to get
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's not gonna just poof, but yeah,
Just
over
poof,
a long run.
Cool.
I'm gonna I don't know. I know I had a plain shirt before, and then I got some leather armor. So I'm gonna take the plain shirt and give it to the naked man.
Okay,
Just
so
please cover yourself.
you're all
No one wants to see this.
so you're all kind of like
That's
catching your
definitely
breath
not
and-
true. I'm gonna try and no, temerity.
Oz, he's barely got any pants on. Please keep yours on.
Yes,
no one
it's
wants to
nice.
see it.
I don't know if that's quite
he
true.
takes the shirt from
Don't ask.
Temerity, but he's grinning at Oz the entire time.
Wowie.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
I'm gonna sit down and lean against a tree and just kind of rest my arms on my knees and just breathe for a second.
The air is still and quiet. You can hear very off in the distance, maybe the faint fluttering and tweeting of birds. It seems like the forest is still recovering from the blight that you cured earlier, just a day or so prior. So there's still kind of a little bit of an uncomfortable stillness. As you rest, Jasper, who is holding his side, trying to keep most of the blood in from where he was stabbed upon your escape, goes and leans towards a tree as well, and Giz goes over to start kind of looking it over and tending to him.
Oh yeah, Giz will probably grow some good berries. I don't know if I still have that character sheet, but he'll probably stick out his arm and some little good berries grow out of it. And he's like, "Here, this might make you not die anymore."
Oh, thanks, Giz. Yep, I'll just take that right now. And he pops the good berry into his mouth, which I believe is 1 point of healing and food for a day.
I'll just give him a bunch of good berries. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so he, how many does it make?
I don't have this character sheet right now.
It's right there. It's right there.
10.
It's right there. 10? Okay.
Yeah.
How many are you giving to Jasper?
Does he look really jacked up?
He's not an adventurer. So he looks
5. He can have 5.
Okay, and he will nibble on those while he kind of collects himself. Maverick is close by you, Bubbles, kind of holding on to you, trying to get his eyes to adjust back to what little light there is in the forest, realizing that he clung to you and you could not see in the darkness either. And you are muted.
I forget I can't see.
Oh, you have a lot of background noise right now.
Oh, do I? Fuck me. Hang on.
There you go.
All right.
How's that? Is this
Perfect.
better? Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just go with this.
So, who the hell are you? And I'm gonna kind of nod at Felix.
Are we sitting we're just sitting down?
I'm sitting. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. I was just wondering if we're making camp for the night or whatever. Or we're just chilling here. Are we?
No.
Figure that out eventually.
If we are, I'll just sit next to Felix after Temerity asks and say, "Yes, who are you?"
I'm Felix. It's wonderful to meet you all. And he's looking around.
That was pretty hardcore back there.
Thanks. I try.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Okay?
I am now. Thanks for getting me out of there.
Are they torturing you or something?
It wasn't a good time, I'll tell you that. Goblins don't know how to party.
Yeah, but how did you even end up there in the first place?
That's
How much
what
of an idiot did you have to be to get caught by stupid goblins?
They captured me in the forest.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from?
Anywhere, nowhere. I've just been wandering. I left a couple of friends of mine and was moving along on my own for a while, and that did not turn out the way that I wanted it to.
Are you from a different world too?
Yeah, actually I am.
Oh, cool. Which one?
Faerun,
A lot of people are from there.
Sword
huh?
Coast.
I don't know where that is.
Roll a history check at disadvantage for Maverick.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 16 and a 15, so I don't know what his modifier is.
That's enough. That's
Okay.
enough. You just hear him kind of strain for a little bit, and he just goes, ooh, ooh, deep waters, water deep. That's in.
Yeah.
Yes.
That isn't Faerun.
Yes. I remember.
You were at Waterdeep?
I've been to Waterdeep.
It's big. That's all I remember, though.
I'm looking at the compound sort of where we came from. Do I see the smokestack
Um,
from it at the very least?
give me it. There's tree cover, and it's starting to get a little bit dimmer. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
So give me a perception check. Not at disadvantage yet, but I just want to see.
12. Sorry. 14.
Okay. With that, you can see just the very bare kind of contrast of lightish smoke, of darkish smoke, against a kind of lightish sky, just kind of right where the sun is setting. You can
Okay.
see it faintly.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check just to see if we were followed? If any of them got through around a different way?
Sure. Yeah, you can give me a perception check for that.
Okay.
So, Felix, where are you headed now that you're not being tortured?
I'm
14.
looking for someone. So I honestly don't know at this point where I'm headed. I need to try to find him, but I don't really have many leads.
Coincidentally, I'm also looking for someone.
Yeah, me too.
Bubbles over there too. Yeah.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. You don't perceive anything. No evidence of anything watching you or advancing towards you.
Okay.
What does your friend look like that you're looking for?
He's a tiefling. And he puts his hands up like this. Blue,
Right?
white
They
hair.
usually have those. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we came here together, but we got separated a while back.
How long back?
How long has it been, Dylan? Like
Yeah.
3 weeks?
It's kind of hard to tell because you couldn't really tell the passing of the days down in the tunnels. You've been down there for maybe a week or two.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure. When you can't see in the dark, it's kind of hard to tell how many hours and days and weeks are passing.
Yeah, it's really annoying, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Especially because it doesn't make any sense, and he points to his eyes that are all black. But I would guess a few weeks, month, maybe 2.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. And for a moment, I'll let my eyes go like really white, just my normal eye, and they'll just go back again. Like I've always been able to see in the dark. So,
I mean, my eyes look like yours, and I can see in the dark just fine.
I
Well,
used
her
to
eyes
be
are
able to
completely
see
black.
in the dark, but I lost all my shit.
Something's up with her. We're not really sure what's going on with her. She says she used to be like a god, basically, and now she's not.
I was a
It's very
titan. It
curious.
was different than being a god.
I mean, I think there's something up with everybody here, and I think that there's something up with this whole situation in general. I think there's a lot of layers of, like, something being up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's exactly the word.
Right.
So,
Well,
is that all you just had pants? Like, is that it?
No, actually, all my stuff is inside. Which, and he kind of points up to where he sees the smoke. I might be going back in.
Yeah, I was thinking we might want to get your stuff. We don't really have much of anything to give you either.
Yeah,
There's
if
a
I
big
lost my stuff and I knew where it was, I go get it. So we should go get it.
There's a big chest that the goblins have too that might have some fun stuff in it.
Wait,
Yeah,
you know where that is?
Yeah, I saw. Well, I don't think I know where it is, but I saw them with it.
You know, an approximate area. It was closer down to the level that you were being held at. You know that a lot of there's an area right by where your original cell was, where loot was sorted between scrap and valuables, and then the valuables were taken somewhere else.
So I have kind of an idea, not exactly where, but I could probably find it. I'm handy.
Well,
we're just gonna jump right back in. Right, I was gonna
pretty hurt.
And
suggest, yes.
Felix, another thing, when you start to kind of call back, now that the anxiety of escaping has kind of started to wear down, and you're thinking back to, like, okay, your original cell, because they moved you after you may or may not have stolen something from one of the head goblins. You remember you had a, let's call them a cellmate.
Yeah,
there was someone else in there.
I wasn't the only one in there either. There's somebody else in there. They moved me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's someone else in there.
Well, then we definitely have to go back.
Was it just one of those ugly little dragon things? Because there were, like, so many of those. I don't think we could save them all.
Well, we could
No,
try.
he had, like, a tail and, like, fur. He was one of those, what are they called? Any kind of thing again.
Do any of us know what that is?
Maverick? I point to Maverick.
Is Maverick a tabaxi?
Maverick's a monkey.
No, he's a monkey.
Oh.
You said
No,
he's furry
no.
with a tail, and I'm like, Maverick?
Like this? You know, this kind of, and he stands up on his tail. Does he do this?
No, I don't think he can do that. He was like a cat thing.
Oh.
If anyone would like, they can give me a history check to see.
Sure, I don't even know if Bubbles has actually seen a tabaxi.
15.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Temerity cares enough to make a roll.
That's fine.
I feel like I was bounty hunting for a while, doing a lot of smuggling for a while. I feel like I would know, maybe.
I forgot that Bubbles has
Thank
a
you.
-2 in this one. She rolled a 0.
Oh no!
Okay.
Negative.
So, Temerity, you're not really bothering, and Bubbles, you know cats.
Cats are cute.
Cat people? No.
No.
Oz, you worked with one of these people before, back at home.
With maybe with what's his face?
Yeah, one of his crew.
Yeah.
You know, this is the race known as Tabaxi. They're typically a nomadic people. No one has ever really gotten solid information, or at least you don't have solid information about where they originally came from.
Okay.
Good with their hands.
Right.
Sneaky types.
Well, one of those Tabaxi people.
Yeah, actually, that sounds about right.
I knew one a while back. I think his name was... God, I don't know. Something foot, but he was pretty good with his hands
Swift.
in many different ways. Yeah, Swiftfoot was pretty good. Many different
Yeah.
things.
He was trapped in there with me. That's probably a good reason to go back in there, not just for my stuff for the treasure.
Well, I am interested in that chest. We did not even get
We have to go get that person
a
if they're
glimpse.
still in there.
Jasper
And yes,
kind
this
of.
one will want to do that as well.
Jasper's still holding sort of his side and kind of puts a finger up. Now, I rightly appreciate you all wanting to go back. I'm just gonna say,
You won't be coming.
it got a little bit much for me. And I mean, it would probably be good for at least someone to be on the outside just in case, right?
Yeah, you can rest. It's okay. We can do it.
I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
That was a little, I don't know, just a little scary, I guess. I'm not the bravest of sorts.
I mean, there was way more to that than I expected. That middle tunnel, there was something very old down there, and
I'm very curious what that was all about. Don't you think it... Oh, go for it.
Giz sort of is continually looking over the wound, kind of looks to you all. I could make sure that he's okay. Or I could go with you. I did like my little snack.
Well, that's up to you, Giz. I think it's a good idea for you to stay with him, though.
yeah, in case some goblins escape,
Right, you gotta
maybe just
protect
have
him,
someone
okay?
watch over him.
Yeah.
I could go hunting, too.
Sure.
Have dinner for you when you come back.
Ooh, yes. I like that idea.
Ink?
Giz,
Oh, go for it. Finish your stuff.
Jasper just kind of pats him and was like, thanks, Giz. Always looking out for me. We're gonna cook it, though. Giz like...
Ink, did any of that chamber, that hallway, that door remind me or what I heard of it, remind me of anything that we experienced in that, like, where we woke up the first time? And
The astral dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that
let's
remind
see.
us of anything in that? Like, were there any sort of similarities?
Yeah.
Or
I
any
feel you,
clues
Danica.
or
I
hooks?
feel
Yeah.
you.
I would...
Yeah.
The general layout, from what you were seeing, was typical of what one would call a dungeon. These sort of ancient structures that have been rumored to litter Euranea, calling adventurers to
Gotcha.
treasure and various things. But this was very, from what you saw of it, you didn't seem to get too far into the dungeon part of it proper. You only saw little bits and pieces kind of hanging out. It seemed more plain. That astral dungeon had a very distinct ornamentality to it. Things sort of were made to look nice, where
Yeah.
this seemed much more practical.
Did
Okay.
Did the first dungeon that we have first appeared in, did that have a weird smell or anything?
I would say it sort of had a not necessarily brimstone, but just kind of there was a smokiness in the air, kind of a still smokiness, as if there was kind of nowhere to sort of ventilate fresh air.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Then I guess we'll rest, take watches, and then first thing in the morning we go.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. I need my sword back, so
You have a sword?
I do have a sword. It's a rapier.
Well, then we definitely have to go get the sword and the person.
I mean, yeah, the person too. We need to get the person too.
Yeah, but swords are important.
This one especially.
Does it talk to you?
All right.
No, but that would be cool.
It is pretty cool. But you just have to listen carefully.
I'll keep listening.
Okay. Let me know if it talks.
I will.
Okay.
All right. Are you all taking a short rest or a long rest?
I'm okay with either.
I'm okay with either too.
If we're making a long rest, since D&D Beyond is weird and I had to change stuff for the new updates for Artificer, I'm proficient with cook's utensils, so if Jasper has some, like, spoons, I can make stuff happen.
I would say Jasper has cook supplies on him. He is a lone adventurer.
Nice.
Him or Giz. Although Giz's cooking supplies might not be
sanitary.
Yeah.
I was just about to say maybe we take a bit of a longer rest. I do think they're probably stirred up a little bit inside. If we waited a while, they might calm down, make it a little easier to get back in.
I agree.
Temerity?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sure. Felix? Is that alright with you? If you wait a little?
Yeah,
We leave
definitely.
At dawn we leave.
At dawn we leave.
Jasper tosses his backpack kind of into the center of this little area where you're sitting. Got 10 in there. Giz has got the other one. He just kind of like rests his head on the tree and he kind of closes his eyes.
I'll take first watch.
I'll start building the tent while if someone can make like a fire, so then I can use some spoons.
I'll make a fire.
Okay, easily done. You all set up a little camp for the night. Do you want to set up just right where you are?
Maybe like we'll like go
A little further.
tuck behind some rocks or like a tree or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. You tuck a little bit further into the forest. Do you want to be able to still have eyes on the entrance of the cavern?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you don't go too far. But you get the tent set up. Giz helps move Jasper. Get a fire going. So Bubbles is on first watch. Who's gonna go? Anyone want to take it with her?
I'll take it. Oh, okay.
All right. Oz and Bubbles for first watch. Everyone else kind of settles down to rest. If you would like to give me perception checks, both of you.
Can I also do some sort of prayer check to Bahamut again?
Are you just praying in general? Are you asking for something?
I want to see if he's okay and if he's like near. I want to just try and like get in contact with him every single night.
Right.
12.
Well, give me your. Okay, 12. Give me your perception check.
14. Again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is still a little bit of daylight, so. You don't see anything. You don't necessarily hear anything. Still kind of that little bit of stillness. It's still kind of eerie. You are reminded of just the blight further into the dark wood. Bubbles, you pray. You try to just grab onto any sense of guidance, but
I'm holding the little symbol that was on my body because that's like the only thing that I have right now.
okay. Oh, also, where's what did you do with that little bird egg?
I have it.
Okay. You pray. Focus really, really hard.
Bahamut, can you hear me? I could really use you. What?
Oz, you see this.
Yeah, I'm speaking out loud.
Honey, maybe people, gods, friends, companions, whatever you call them, maybe you need to incentivize him with something. Everyone wants something, even your good friend. Maybe if you give him something special or offer him something of yours, maybe he'll respond in kind.
Like what?
Well, for me, I allow my friends, my companions, a little control. They get to enjoy a bit of the things I enjoy and take pleasure from it. So I do things for them in my everyday to make sure that they're enjoying themselves. Would you do something like that?
I could,
What
but I
does-
don't even know if he can see or hear me anymore. Normally I just, like, call to him and he shows up. And he gives me a hug. And I haven't had a hug in a really long time.
I'm sorry, honey. You can give me a hug.
Okay, I hug her.
Give her a hug. But then I, like, pull away from her and I look at her. I'm like, have you considered, honey, that he's found someone new?
What do you mean?
Well, people are fickle. So are gods.
But he's my best friend. Why would he find someone new?
Well, sometimes people break their promises.
Not Bahamut. Bahamut's not like that.
Well, if you ever get fed up waiting for him, you can always talk to me. And I'll give you as many hugs as you want. And I'll hug her tighter.
Oh. Bahamut, are you really bored of me? Bahamut? Did I make you angry? Is this because I lost, like, Terra again? It was an accident, I swear! Bahamut? Maybe he's mad I lost Terra again.
If he can't appreciate you for how you are, then maybe he doesn't deserve that devotion of yours. You seem to have a whole lot of it. You could be putting it somewhere new.
I'm devoted to all my best friends.
That's respectable. But you can give and give and give. But if they don't give back, then what's the point? Just something to think about.
I love them, so that's the point. That's enough.
It's very cute.
Thanks.
And I think Oz is gonna just kind of look at the mirror, gonna maybe mumble a couple times, talk to Eris and Agape, but he's gonna leave Bubbles to her thinking.
Okay. The rest of your watch goes without incident. You both settle off to bed. Does anyone want to take the second watch? Otherwise, Giz and Maverick can. If you would like to continue to rest.
Yeah, Giz and Maverick can take second.
Okay.
Sleepy.
I'll wake up Maverick.
Do you want me to roll a perception for Giz?
I got him.
Okay.
Giz, Maverick spend most of it in silence, but Giz remarks that he can hear, deep in the cavern, just the subtle shifting of rocks. Sounds like possibly they have begun to start to try and clear out the cave-in, but so faint. There should be time. During that watch, however, Oz, as you drift off to sleep, recounting your earlier conversation with Bubbles, both offering her comfort and doubt, you just hear, as you lull off to sleep, heartbreaker.
Just for
And you awake in your room at home. A younger you. You are sitting on your bed. The bedposts of your high up room. You look out the window, you see the city. And you look to that large ornate mirror that you kept in your room, and in the reflection sitting behind you on the bed is Eros and Agape. And they're brushing your hair and braiding it and just enjoying.
What do
the
they look like
silence.
right now? Just curious.
They look, beautiful.
Mhm.
They look mostly humanoid. They have they're almost indistinguishable from each other. A mix of man and woman. Slender, grayish, silvery skin, black hair, long, straight black hair. And just these eyes that almost seem to be like mirrors themselves. You feel as if you look too closely at their eyes in the reflection, they just bounce back and forth endlessly. They're brushing your hair, and you're just enjoying the silence when you hear your door open. It's your sister.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Are you
Love
just
that.
going to sit in here all day?
Remind me of my sister's name again. Why the fuck am I forgetting? It's so easy to remember.
Isn't it just Elle?
Yeah, it's Elle. You're right.
Yeah. So Elle is there. She has her school uniform on, a sort of double pleated kind of blouse with little ornate shoulder pieces, belt, trousers. Very, very clean. She stands very, very straight. And she is just looking at you with this. She's asking you this question. Honestly, it doesn't really seem like she cares about the answer, but she waits there in the door. She did not knock, just simply opened.
I'm having a good time inside. I don't know why you're coming in my room.
Because, Ozzy, Mother just wanted me to check on you for whatever reason, said you didn't come down to eat this morning, so I said I would check.
Well, you check, so... What are you doing?
Working on my studies.
What are you studying?
Oz, you ask this question every time. I told you wouldn't get it. Just talk to your stupid friends or whatever. Closes the door, leaving you alone again. You look back in the mirror.
I say it really quietly, because I don't want anyone to hear me, but I go, fuck you.
Cute.
Eros laughs.
I look at Eros for approval.
There's a smile. You know, it is midday, but perhaps you would just like to rest for a while longer. We could read you a story.
Yeah.
All right. And they get up, and they lay you down, and they put the covers over, get you all nice and comfortable. And Agape produces, almost as if reaching into a cloak that's not there, pulls out this little book. It has this kind of metallic sheen to it, with all of these lovely little intricacies. Flip open the pages. I go, what story would you like to hear today?
I want the one about the little man in the city of brass, metal?
The city of brass.
Yeah, the little man. He's funny.
Of course. And they sit on the edge of the bed, taking turns reading from this book. And as your younger form lulls to sleep, this dream, or whatever it is, passes. And who would like to take the third watch?
I'll take it.
Okay, Temerity. The only other one that is here is, I suppose, either Jasper. Or Felix?
Felix isn't going to. He's sleeping away.
Jasper shall. He sets up with you. If you would like to give me your perception check. Thankfully, it is dark now, but you both have dark vision, so...
That wasn't great.
Jasper's wasn't either.
That's a 9.
9.
Jasper rolled a natural 1.
Sick, bro.
Most of the time, he seems to just kind of be wincing and trying not to be too annoying towards you.
Yeah, I'm really trying to ignore him, like, making noise.
But you...
And I'm like, if I have any paper or anything, like, if he has anything, I'm, like, sketching, like, plans and designs, because, you know, as we exited that cave, I just had some really cool ideas.
You realized the sort of things you were lacking, and you hit this bout of inspiration. Haha, hits you. And you start to work on these designs. Jasper doesn't necessarily look over at it, but he goes, "What are you scribbling so furiously at?"
Don't worry about it, keep watching the cave.
Mm-hmm. And he just kinda rolls off. Neither of you notice anything on your watch.
I'm busy.
As the sun begins to rise, Temerity, your designs are completed. Bubbles, what did you choose for your 3rd level subclass?
Totem.
Okay.
Bear totem. So I'm immune to all, or I'm resistant to all damage except for psychic when I'm raging.
This time
Magical or otherwise.
spent in this
amazing.
forest, and you could almost feel with the rising of this new dawn, your connection. You can feel the forest healing, and you reconnect with something that you had almost you almost didn't even realize it was gone until now that it's back, and you seek this and connect with this spirit of the forest. You feel it through the trees.
Oh.
Yes. While it seems your prayers may not have been answered, you have recovered something that you hadn't even realized you lost.
I feel a little bit more normal.
Temerity, you, as the sun rises, finish your plans. And Oz, as you wake up, right by your pillow in the tent is that same book that they read all of those stories to you about.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna kiss it. How big is it? Is it how big?
How big do you want it to be? How big do you remember it being?
I remember it being smaller, like that big.
Okay.
For kids.
So
It's almost like a little-
pocketbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like he just it's like some fancy lady at a cafe who takes out a little book and starts.
Oh.
It's not super vague. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You all awake. New day, early, as you went to bed before nightfall truly had arrived. You may give yourself a long rest. You have all of the benefits of your level up, whatever things that may be.
Woo!
You pack up camp after a quick breakfast. The day is yours.
Can we? I don't know if you want to do this, Ink. Do you mind if? Because am I the only one with spells?
At the moment.
I have spells.
You have spells?
I already have spells.
Oh yeah.
Do you already know what you want for them?
Yeah, because I didn't realize that I was supposed to have 5. I only had 2.
I see. So do you mind if I ask real fast the party what they think for something?
Sure.
Yeah,
or
go for it.
cantrips for? Do you mind, Ink, if I ask real fast?
No, yeah, this is your time.
Mind? Okay, cool. If so, you get packed to the tome. You get 3 cantrips from anybody. And I was thinking guidance because I think that's kind of fun with just I would feel like I have an idea for how it could be really fun to integrate it with this character. And and it's useful, and then message,
Yes.
because patron's talking his head, and it'd be kind of fun to message people. But I don't know what I want the third one to be. Like,
What about,
vicious mockery, precipitation?
Something like that, or like, isn't like Toll the Dead like the one where they can't heal if they get hit by it or something?
Produce flame is also good.
Chill touch is that one, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
Chill touch is the one where you can't heal. Eldritch Splash is like a pretty standard, or produce flame is my vote.
Produce flame.
Because you can attack with it, but you can also just light your hands on fire, and it's intimidating, and you also have light.
That's true.
Or you could do Friends. I feel like Friends would be good for you.
I have friends. I have friends in Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay, so then I'd say...
I have friends, Eldritch Blast, guidance, message.
So Chill Touch or Produce Flame are my votes.
Your votes, okay.
Let me take a look at all of these spells.
You can take that vicious mockery.
People recommend Vicious Mockery because it's cool, because I think people can't take reactions on if I get them with it or something.
Their next attack has disadvantage.
Which is pretty swifty, and it fits with the character.
Or there's also Green Flame Blade. That's kind of cool.
My boy doesn't get in the mix.
True.
This boy likes to stay far from the fight.
This boy does not disillusion himself. Vicious Mockery seems like it makes a lot of sense. Or, something like a little damaging, but I don't know how useful damaging would be for me, because Eldritch Blast far outweighs any other option I'd ever use, so maybe I shouldn't just go like...
If you'd like to leave the last one up and decide later.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because Vicious Mockery is really good for, like, battle situations. I'd say the other one, which would be Produce Flame, would be more for RP situations.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Produce Flame might be useful.
So it depends on where you want to take your character in terms of just more battle heavy.
I feel like I should be able to produce fire, but I also can insult people.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I'm torn between those two, to be honest for you.
Yeah, because it gives them disadvantage on their next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn with Vicious Mockery, but Produce Flame is like cool and useful.
Very useful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see.
That's my
but thank
favorite
you guys.
cantrip, that's why I'm just like, Produce Flame's always good.
Okay, so guidance and message.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you choose the last one later.
So,
yeah.
So the new day, you pack up camp. You start to kind of discuss possibly your plans for re-infiltrating into the caverns. Giz and Jasper are off a little bit to the side talking. You can see Jasper's kind of lifted up his shirt. Giz is kind of poking and prodding at it.
Ew.
Is it infected?
Do you go check?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ask.
When you come up, they look at you, but you can see that wound, that stab wound, that Jasper received. There's sort of a kind of blackish, almost kind of necrotic sort of infection that seems to be spreading. It looks like the wound tried to has healed up a little bit, but there must be something else going on. Giz looks at you. This is... Well, I would call it not good.
Yeah, it doesn't look very good. Are you okay, Jasper?
I'm fine. Well, no.
No, you're
I'm not
not.
fine.
You're not fine.
No,
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. It's just... I think maybe the little bastard might have had something on that blade or something. I feel fine now. I could walk, but
Well, you rest here, and if it continues to get bad, maybe we should get you back to like the village. Maybe they can help you.
Jasper kind of perks up. It looks like he's been hanging up in the tree above them. If Giz and I go, we could get him there sooner. I don't want Jasper to get... I don't want him to go to that place that I went to. It was scary.
Yeah.
Jasper's like, I'm not gonna go to any place like that. Okay. Maybe we should go see if they can help.
Yeah.
Are you sure that all of y'all can Are you good? If you get anything down there, you don't have to give me any bit of it. You know what? Keep it all to yourself. I didn't help that much anyway.
Well, we'll come back and find you. And before you guys go, I'm gonna give Maverick a little note that I wrote with all the things that have happened, so he doesn't forget me, just in case.
Thank you.
And there's little pictures to make it
Bubbles.
easier.
Bubbles kind of mimics your like hair. Okay, so they're going to take Jasper back.
Yeah.
The rest of you 4 are going to infiltrate.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Felix leads you to where he found the smoke coming up from before. You kind of have to you walk for a time, and then it inclines to a bit where you start to actually have to climb some rocks for a bit. You crest to the top of a hill. You're not above the tree line per se, but you're close. And you all look out. You can all give me a perception check.
11.
21.
8.
Also 21.
All right. You can see, because you're on this hill and as things slope down, so the trees immediately around you on the hill kind of block, but you can see through them as the land lowers, and so the treetops lower. You can see the edge of the forest to the south. And you look off to the southwest, westward. You can see mountains. Felix, you recognize these. You've come through that way.
Okay.
It seems like forever ago. And with those 21s, just at the edge of your vision, the hills continue past where the trees stop. But you see what looks to be maybe the very top of a structure. A small village, just at the edge of your sight, off in one direction. Chesterna Hills. But below you is the vent shaft. There is no smoke coming from it currently. It is about 5 feet wide. You can't see all the way to the bottom. Craggy, cut stone.
Can I
What would you like to
listen?
do? You may. Put your ear down.
Mhm.
You do not hear any hammer, metal banging. Silent.
Okay. Well, I can go down first.
Are you all going to be going down, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just give me the order that you would like to go down.
I mean,
First.
Bubbles,
I'll
you can't see anything.
I'll go right behind her, so she's my meat shield. But I can see 120. I can see 120 feet in the dark, so I'll just
Okay.
be like a little like boop, 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 like Turner. Right away.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll
And then
bring up
Mary,
the
you back.
rear.
All right. So I would like everyone to give me athletics checks, please.
Ooh, lovely.
Natural 20!
Hell yeah.
Which
When I don't need it.
stealth?
No, athletics.
Oh,
Climbing down.
athletics. It's not too bad, but it's just flat 7.
23.
right.
12.
Okay. Oz, you even though you have the superior sight, as you're kind of trying to watch to guide where Bubbles is going, a loose stone falls and you kind of slip down and you land on top of Bubbles, who kind of is like spread out like this with her tiny halfling body, and just from her sheer strength alone is supporting you.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to hug.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm just gonna hug her while I'm there and just be like, I told you not to do that.
Oh, thank you.
As you continue to kind of spider crawl your way down with Oz now just hanging on to you.
I'm fine with it. I'm not even complaining. I'm like, this is great.
You all make your way down. You get to where the stone now has become more of that kind of clean-cut stone. These are smooth edges. I just need one more athletics check, as now there are no handholds. This is just straight up pressing yourself to the sides. And sliding
14.
down.
I got a natural 18, so that's a 19.
14.
What was that, Felix?
16.
Okay. It actually is easier, because you just kind of can slide down carefully. You get down to right where it opens up into the room. As you look down, the forge has been extinguished. You still see some bodies from your holdout the night before. And now that you are lower, you hear various chittering and noises of things moving between the tunnels, and you hear sediment kind of falling from the ceiling and settling and such. Would you all like to lower yourself into the room?
Yes, please.
All right, you do so. Take a quick look around. It's dark now without the light of the forge. It looks like, for the most part, the bodies have kind of just been left, but their various weapons and things have been lifted, more so than from you all alone. There's no one in the room. There is still the little crack where you escaped from. There's the tunnel that leads to the main center room. And there is the sideways off tunnel. Give me a brute perception check.
Oh, that's a 2.
13.
4.
What was that? You muted, or it didn't pick up.
25.
Felix, you hear a voice very distinct. You heard it nonstop for countless days. Of just someone. Hello! You are you not going to be letting me out now? No, you walked by. Okay. Hello? Anyone? No? Okay.
That I hear my my cellmate chattering away.
Oh no.
You may continue to just chatter away in your cell as you are ignored. No longer guarded, but you see these small little draconic creatures. They kind of look you over, and they pass you by. You don't see any goblins anymore, but you are just kind of being ignored and left in your cage.
Hello, the goblins, they used to, hello, the goblins used to, they would open the, no, okay, alright.
You see one of the creatures kind of looks at you, manacled wrists, but no chain. Got a big old pickaxe kind of on its shoulder. You can see it's been bloodied, and it just kind of goes. Keeps walking.
I don't understand what you said. That was blood. That was blood. Okay.
If you would like, Trick, you can give me a perception check, and you may also give me a sleight of hand check.
Perception was 14, and sleight of hand was a dirty 20.
Okay. So perception check first. You we're kind of like recounting what's been going on with you. You heard a lot of hullabaloo. Like there was like horns blowing, and then there was like a whole bunch of goblins, and even some like taller ones that looked like kind of like red and armored that kind of went running in one direction. You heard more horns, a lot of screaming, a lot of sounds of fighting, and then there was a really, really, really big like shake and rattle. You got kind of scared.
I got really.
Then it was quiet.
Then it was quiet.
Then you fell asleep for a bit.
Then I got tired.
Then you woke up.
And then I woke up.
And all the goblins were gone, and now there's just all of these little kind of dragon people.
Okay.
And you've been seeing them kind of pushing carts, and they've been moving in the opposite direction as where the goblins were running to originally. It looks like they, from what you kind of remember of the layout of this place, they were heading up and kind of just moving various things. With your sleight of hand check, you can have one tiny or small item that you, in that chaos or earlier in your capture, were able to keep somewhere in your body somehow.
Prison pocket.
Do not ask questions of where it was. I do not want to discuss.
It is Gulag rule number 1.
Do not ask questions if you are afraid of answer. Do not ask questions.
So, if you... What sort of item would Trick have held on to?
His compass, if that's small.
Okay, it is small. You have your compass.
I have my compass.
You have your little compass.
It's just you and me, friend. Just you and me. Little lizards that have blood and keep laughing at me.
We go back up into the abandoned forge. The rest of the party, what are you doing? Felix, you're hearing this guy just talking to himself.
I can hear him.
Did you say? Is he?
Out away down there.
Was he like a good little cellmate, or was he like one that sat in the corner and cleaned up after himself?
He just talked a lot. He was okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, he was technically in a cage next to you, so.
And you said that cell, that chest was near that cell?
But I don't think it was. It was near the cell, sort of. I kind of know the general area.
They were sorting things in that kind of area, things that they had taken from people, and then valuable things were moved somewhere else.
They sort of sorted through things in that area and then took the really cool stuff away.
Go for it.
I wonder if we can get the little dragon dudes to help us.
They seem to like you.
They do. I can talk to them.
Go right
I
ahead.
think that's our best bet getting through here.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak down and try and find a kobold. Little dragon dude.
What path are you taking?
What paths are there?
Wait, I'll go with her because she's not going to be able to see.
There is...
We're just going up to a kobold and talking to them? Is that it? Okay. I feel like I might want to be there. For persuasiveness.
Can you speak Draconic?
No, but I can... I have something new I might be able to try out.
Okay.
In case something went wrong, of course.
as a kobold is trying to get into the room. The three paths are, there's the crack that you snuck in that leads to the exit that you caved in.
Right.
There's a path that leads to the kind of center, almost like drilled out chamber. And then there's the path that you took last time, which kind of weaved around the outside and down to how you got to Felix.
Probably that one, because we're trying to get to the cell cages, right?
it was around that area. Felix was moved to a different
Oh.
area.
I would know how to get there though, right?
But you know how to. You could probably. You have a good chance at navigating. It's hard to see in the dark all the turns that you
No,
take,
that's fair.
but I would basically give you advantage on a roll to determine how to get
That's
there.
fair.
Okay. So the goal is find a kobold, or is the goal?
The goal is to find a kobold on the way.
Okay.
Try and find a kobold before we bust them out.
On the way to the
We're
Okay.
doing this quietly, right, dear?
Yeah, quietly.
Okay.
Yeah. Quietly.
No, quietly.
Okay. So give me a group stealth check. Yes.
Okay. If I see Felix trying to look and figure out where the heck he went, before, if he's trying to figure it out, I'm gonna go over to him. If he is he gonna do that? Will he make a check for that, like a survival check or something to do that? I don't know. DM.
He will. It would be a survival check. Basically, he would have advantage because he's been here before. He would have disadvantage because it's in the dark and he's navigating. So they would become a
Even
straight
out.
roll.
Okay.
Control flame.
If he had light, it would just be advantage.
I'm going to. I don't have that, but when he does do that, when I see him trying to figure it out before we start crouching and moving, I'm going to go over to Felix and go, I believe in you. You'll remember. And I give him a kiss on the cheek, and you have guidance now, so you can add a d4.
Kind of grins.
Okay. So group stealth check.
Natural.
Oh no.
10.
Where's Star? 4.
26.
How is the barbarian stealthy?
So natural 20, 26,
10. And a 4.
and a 4.
Yeah, I'm not burning my inspiration for this.
I'm gonna have to just be some of you. What order would you be traveling? So
I'm at the back.
I'd be going first because I'm trying to find a
I'd-
kobold.
okay.
I'd probably be closer so I can help people see, because I'm the only one who can see really far.
And Felix is
In the
navigating.
middle. Yeah.
It's
No,
probably like Bubbles, and then Oz and Felix are together, but they'll probably do
Yeah.
can't see C, can't see C. You know what I mean? And then Felix can whisper oh, go left.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the front end, because of Felix and Oz. So Oz, you're kind of trying to explain things, and you kind of get a little bit excited, and then Felix kind of quiets you down. Bubbles, you're just moving fine. So the two of you kind of negate Oz, but near the back, Temerity,
I'm
You're
rummaging through.
you forget to duck one time.
Cling, cling, cling.
Your metal horn clanks around. Everyone's just kind of but you start making your way down. Trick, are you doing anything in your cell?
I am just talking to whoever will listen.
They just keep walking past.
They just keep walking past, but maybe
Yes.
one of them will be nice.
You hear clank. It
Oh.
echo through tunnel.
You ask about the poppycock.
Ears up,
Ears? But he
tail
likes-
bushy.
Yeah, tail. No, he's not bushy yet. But
Oh.
he will look in that direction. He hears Clang. He looks towards Clang.
I mean, it is technically wall.
Technically, wall.
Technically.
You are
It's kind of loop around.
kind of loop around. You are a very noisy wall. But, his ears are up when he's listening.
Okay. As you start to make your way down, you crest around a corner. You see a pair of kobolds, and it is 11:30. So I'm gonna just take us to break real quick
So excited.
as you come upon this little duo. We'll get right back to it in a minute.
Yay!
We'll BRB.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. BRB in 5 to 7 minutes. BRB.
Oh,
We're
God.
live.
Yeah, I shouldn't take a... Okay. Hello, everybody. We are back with Wish. I'm already doing accent. That is going to be very addicting having.
Telling me about it. It's confusing the fuck out of me.
The party has just on their way down to the original holding cells where Felix was kept in before he was moved. You have come across a pair of kobolds, which seem to just be chattering with each other. This is This is in the tunnel between the forge room and that really long kind of open area where you activated the traps. So this is kind of in between those. You see these two kobolds up ahead.
Okay,
They have not noticed you.
I'm gonna sneak up to them.
You want to get even closer? Just you?
I wanna, because I wanna hear what they're talking about.
I might grab Bubbles if she tries to move towards them again, or further towards them. Actually, no. I'm gonna try message. I don't know if it'll work. It's just I feel like since looking at the tome in the morning, the Book of Shadows, I feel like I might have a grasp on this. I'm just gonna try it, and I'm just gonna go in Bubbles' head. Go, Bubbles. I'll point at myself. Do you hear me?
Yeah?
Oh, good. You can respond to this message.
I hear you.
You are familiar. This is a form of telepathy.
Yeah, we've done this all the time. What's up?
Oh, this is new to me.
I used to be able to do this actually, but I can't do it anymore.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best to speak to them individually.
Individually?
What if one likes to talk to us and one doesn't? What if one screams?
I can ask them nicely to be quiet, and I can help them get out of here.
I think they have control of this place now, dear. I don't know if they want to get out.
No, the goblins are, bullying them. They need to get out.
I think they took control. I don't see a goblin at all, have you?
Not yet.
I think that means something. Perhaps they are nice, perhaps they are not. Just be careful.
Okay, so do you have an idea on how to just talk to one of them?
Yes, I do. And I can... Basically, I have Charm Person, and I'll tell Bubbles this, that I could... Basically, I can go up to one or both, and we can try to charm them. Or I can use Command to tell one to go away, and charm the other one into being very friendly. What do you think, dear?
Sure, you can come with me.
Okay. Maybe I'll let her start. I'll let her start, and I'll jump in if something goes horribly wrong.
So you are approaching with an intent to be noticed?
Bubbles is.
Okay. As you make your way a little bit further down, now the kobolds do not have torches; they do not require light. As they are chattering with each other, you catch just the very, very tail end of what they were speaking of. Just, and then home free. Big wall. Talk about a wall. Talk about freeing home. You make yourself known, and then they turn.
It's okay. I'm speaking Draconic.
They are tense. They don't have weapons.
I'm not holding my weapons. Are you guys still being bullied by the goblins?
Green men!
Yeah. The mean ones. They were being mean to you, right?
Yeah!
Yeah. Are you okay?
They kind of look at you. They kind of like talk. Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good.
Are they still
Are you an intruder?
No. Are you still being bullied?
No.
So they stopped
Really?
being...
Well, we killed a lot of them.
All of them?
No, they made a wall. They're up at the top. Up. They're up top. We killed a lot of them.
You did? Good job!
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a high five!
It doesn't really know what that is.
High five!
Don't hit me!
No! You hit my hand! Like a high five, like good job.
I'll say in Bubbles' head, tell them it's a halfling thing.
It's a halfling thing.
What's a halfling?
Me.
Hits you.
Oh no!
Me.
Okay. Why are you here?
What?
Are you gonna kill us?
No, I want to help you.
Oh!
Yeah.
With what? You gonna kill green men?
Yeah.
Tell them you have a very powerful magic friend.
Who's that?
Oh,
That's in her
Oh, that's a
head.
message.
I'm staying
Sorry,
around.
you didn't walk up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I haven't
Never
walked up.
mind.
Never mind.
I want her to preface my appearance before I come out. I'm messaging her head. Tell them you have a powerful magic friend.
I have a really powerful magic friend that can help us, and I'm really strong. I could probably break the wall.
Okay.
Yeah?
Should we tell other people that you're here?
If you want to.
He kind of turns around and says, we don't know.
Well, I'm here to help.
Okay.
Okay.
Boss is sitting behind the wall, doesn't know really what to do about this, but is just gonna see where the fuck Bubbles takes it.
The little one goes, what are you gonna tell the chief? The other one goes, yeah, all right. That one kind of waddles
Wait, that was the little one's voice?
Yeah.
One is big and one's small?
Yeah. There's not super,
big one?
not
So
super.
just a big.
The shorter one.
The shorter one. They're all small.
Okay, cool.
The shorter one with a straight Mr. T voice.
Yeah, go tell the chief.
That's a pretty hardcore
Oh.
voice. I love it.
Do I know if kobolds like Dragonborn? If they see them as kin, or if they're super far removed that they don't give a shit?
Make a history check.
Okay.
Can I make a history check to see if they like
Natural
Bahamut?
20.
Nice.
Sure.
Natural 20.
I got a natural 18. But it's -2, so that's a 16.
Okay. You would both know that kobolds basically revere anything draconic. They're fickle creatures. Any sort of dragon that would be around, they would flock to and worship, whether that is a cruel tyrant or a benevolent dragon.
Okay.
And what
You have
color? Oh, okay, go for it.
Oh, well, you asked that before. So these ones it's hard to tell because it's still in complete darkness. You remember when you were fleeing by the torchlight, it looked like they could have been brass or copper.
Okay, but I have 120 feet of vision.
Oh yeah, but you see in shades of gray, so you
Oh,
can't
you're
tell
right.
the color.
You're right. That's true. Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna before the other one walks away to go to the chief. Can I turn into a copper dragonborn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a copper dragonborn and I'm gonna preface to Bubbles. I'm the same dear. I look a little different.
Okay.
And I walk out and say, "Excuse me, before." Oh,
See,
yes,
my friend. Not gonna hurt you.
I am the magic friend. That is me.
It kind of looks, because it sees this wonderful draconic creature, has no idea what it's saying.
Oh, you're right. I'll be just talking in common. I don't know Draconic, so I'll just say it and look to Bubbles to maybe be my translator. I'll smile at her and smile back at the cobalt.
Is this your friend?
Yeah. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you like a chief?
Yes, I am definitely like a chief, yes, and I have come to talk with your chief to see if we can help you defeat the green men.
You translate. You said you come out before the other one left?
Yeah, I wanted to catch him before he went to go tell his chief so that I could talk to him real quick before he did that, or come with him if he does that.
You see it whisper. Okay. Now it leaves.
Can you take me to your chief?
He's really busy.
Killing the Scream Men, right?
Sort of, yeah.
I could help him with that.
Okay.
Why don't you let your friend take me as well?
Okay. Just you?
Sure. I'm looking for
She is my translator, so I would like to bring her as well.
Yeah, but we gotta find
Transwater?
She can speak between us.
I'm making it so you guys can understand each other.
All right, sorry.
It's okay. Hey, have you seen a cat guy around here?
I'm gonna say in Bubbles' head, maybe we can convince them to, if we help them kill the green goblin men, that they can give us the cat in the chest. What do you think, Bubbles?
Well, I think we should get him out first, because maybe he can help.
We can discuss that, maybe if we see this chief.
Okay.
Are you coming?
Yeah, we're coming!
Yes, we're coming.
The rest of you...
It was spontaneous!
The rest of you are up there in the tunnel as you see Oz, who's now Dragonborn, and Bubbles be led away by a small kobold.
I'll try and message Temerity as I walk away. I know it just goes, I can go a general direction and know that someone's back there, but I'm just gonna try and aim for Temerity and say, quick change of plan? Maybe we're going to get these kobolds to help us per Bubbles' love for kobolds. You can respond to this message.
Simply.
What's going
Felix,
on?
what are you... Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna turn to Felix and be like, yeah, so you probably haven't figured it out yet, but the two of them together, there's a lot of antics and bullshit. Do you want to just listen out for this other guy and go get him while they fuck around?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
Good
so
plan.
and I'm standing behind Felix. I'm gonna put my hands on his shoulder because I don't know how tall is Felix?
Like 5'8". He's not very tall.
Okay, Temerity's like about this, like a little. She's pretty tall, but like I'll put my hands on your shoulders and be like, okay, you listen, and I'll just turn you because I can see and you can't. Just fucking go, just go.
Okay, let's go.
And I'm just gonna start pushing him because I'm getting impatient.
I'm gonna try and take a minute and listen to see if I can hear Drake.
perception check.
21.
You can. Trick, what are you saying right now?
55 bottles of
Oh,
beer
no.
on the wall. 55 bottles of beer. Take one now. Hi!
You get poked through the bars by like the end of like a stick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.
And then it bangs on the cage a bit, like ding, ding, ding. Walks off.
Do not like that one. That one is mean.
I'm gonna start trying to verbally guide Temerity in where to go,
Okay.
or like where
Yeah.
I'm hearing him at the very least.
I'll basically turn him.
As the two groups diverge,
The party!
Oz and Bubbles are led by the two kobolds down lower through the large trap room. And he goes, the one that's been talking to you goes, "That one's Gubgy! You didn't make it!"
Oh.
Oh,
There's just a
Gubgy.
chopped in half kobold
Oh.
by the blade, and it's just like because it's got like
Oh no!
meat on it.
Oh no!
Someone woke it up. Someone woke up the bad room.
That's
may
scary.
Gubgy always be remembered.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Okay. You continue through as you are led to. You are led through some chambers until you reach the bottom open area of that that big open pit. You can see kobolds have kind of up in the higher rings. There's like a barricade of junk, like think like Les Mis style carts and stuff. As you can, and then you can see the other end of the cave-in. It seems that the goblins have been mostly sort of corralled into one section of the tunnels, and this is now kobold territory once again.
Cool.
There are many kobolds, some with their mining equipment, some with crude weapons taken from goblins. You see various goblin corpses. Some maybe like eaten, some in little cages. Can't really tell if they're alive or dead. And you see this mound of just barrels, crates, furniture, just junk, kind of piled up. For you, being tall, well, for Oz being a tall folk, it's not that high. It's maybe 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
But at the top of it, there is just one kind of broken chair. And there's a kobold sitting on it at the top of all this stuff with just kind of a real big, hat. Little, things all tied to it. It's got, a little staff.
Okay.
And as you enter in this room, all eyes are on you. Oh, no. And Bubbles, you hear just big one, another chief. Oh. And some of them actually go to start to bow, and other ones that have spears and stuff kind of pull them back up onto them.
I will. Yeah. What do I see for the?
You
Go for
see,
it.
with your dark vision, in that pile of junk, nestled in, there is a large chest.
There it is. Okay. Cool. And that's under the seat of this cobalt?
It's kind of just wedged into part of the pile of this mound
Gotcha.
that they have created.
Gotcha.
This hoard.
When we get up to the cobalt sitting on the throne, I'm going to go to a knee because I see the insubordination of some of them. I don't want to threaten this guy. I'm going to go to a knee and say,
Yeah, their spears
great,
ready.
chief. And I'll do a little...
I'll do my
Oh, great,
stupid
Chief.
noble bow that I was taught.
I'm guessing Bubble will translate too.
Yeah.
We have come here to help you. Our great god of... And I can't still... There's no flame light? I can't see what color these kobolds are?
There's some torchlight.
Mm-hmm.
I would say with the warmth, it is still a little bit hard to determine between brass and copper.
Okay. Our great metallic leader, our god, he has told me of your plight, and he has asked me to come and help you free yourselves from the green men. I have come with equally powerful friends that wish to aid you and free you and let you go home.
I translate all this, and then I also add that the god's my best friend.
Can I roll persuasion too? Because I like this stuff. This is Oz's thing. He likes persuading folks to try and get them to be extra friendly.
Not yet.
Okay.
The chief looks down at you. Not too far down, because you are quite big, even though you are bending the knee. Stands. And you can see kind of all the other kobolds kind of come to attention. And the chief speaks in common. Broken, but... Tall folk, you come, saying give, help, bring home, kill green men. Tell Chief Unga Dunga. Unga Dunga.
Unga Dunga.
Unga Dunga. Why need help? People free. Freed by a true God. Called us cast off chains. Spoke to us through caverns, she did.
Oh, that was me. I say in Draconic.
Tis who I spoke of.
You are not Dragon God.
Nobody's my best friend, and he sent me here to Euranea.
You're funny. Could be funny in cage. For
telling,
food.
I'm telling the truth, though. I told you guys to, don't put up with the bullies, remember? They were bullying you.
Now, roll a persuasion check. You can roll with advantage because Oz is kind of here, sort of backing you up.
Do you want to roll twice, or you want me to roll? Because I have.
You can each roll, or
how about we each roll? I want to see what happens.
Okay, because I have a pretty high.
I'm pretty high too.
Because it can understand you, Oz. The chief can.
Cool. That is a
20.
23. She was the one I spoke of. She goes by many names.
Khaleesi, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons.
Hi, I'm Bubbles!
Hi, I'm Bubbles!
You weren't very nice, huh?
Makes its way kind of down this little pile. Motions for you both to stand. It's on eye level with you now, Oz. Now, people read. Green men trapped. Mm-hmm. Need no help. Breaker of chains.
But they said that there's a wall that's, blocking you from going home?
Home deep. Deeper below.
Oh.
Not surface. Invaders! Come surface. Come sunlands. Kind of just makes sense.
We can help you free yourselves from this barrier and kill these Sunlanders and let you go deeper. Maybe even make it so no one can follow you. How does that sound?
Sound good. But want?
We asked for. Oh, it's nearly nothing. It's that chest there, and I point to it, and a furry man in one of your cages.
Yeah,
Nothing to you.
That's it.
That's all. We will help you collapse the tunnels behind you, help kill these green men, and tear down that barrier.
While this discussion is going on, Temerity, Oz, you are kind of led through tunnels. Are you trying to not be spotted? Because there are kobolds sort of moving in and out between the tunnels. Okay, so you two give me just one more stealth check.
18.
13. I'm not having a great day on stuff. Ooh.
It's not that bad.
I rolled a 12.
Oh,
So, Felix, every single time, because Temerity is just very unaware that parts of her are made of metal. So you're just like grabbing arm, grab horn, almost like kind of manhandling her. She gets kind of a little bit upset, but you're just like, you're not quiet. You eventually make your way and you see this scene. You're on just like one level above. You see Oz and Bubbles speaking to the kobold chief. Off to the other side, if they're like here, off to the other side of the chamber, there's some light. As you can see, that there's some kobolds sorting through things. You see the cages. You
In
also
like the big room?
It's in the big room, but at the other end. So like there's the giant mound throne-ish thing in the middle. And then around the other side, kind of in its shadow, there's the cages.
And are we on the same level as the mound, or are we up above?
The mound, I mean, only goes up like.
Well, yeah, but like,
feet.
are we on like ground level with them?
No, you're a level above. It's not incredibly high up, but there's basically like there's a big kind of dome alcove on this bottom area that's kind of carved out, and then there's cages in there, and you see Trick. And Trick.
Do I see Trick? You said light, but
there's light.
Lit up. Okay, so I can see now.
There's light by the cages.
Okay.
So you see Trick. Trick, you see that you're hearing this whole conversation that's happening in the pseudo throne room.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all of the kobolds aren't really paying attention to you, but you hear Catman spoken.
Oh, that's probably me.
You hear just kind of off the distance, that is probably me. I made him more slove.
So I look at Temerity and I put my finger to my lips and I point down.
So there are like pathways that stay on the level above that we're on that go like around the whole thing? Like,
Yeah, it's a ring.
and do we see kobolds around?
A few. It looks like there's sort of some guard. You're kind of in like a little tunnel thing, and you're kind of looking out into the ringed area. There's some kind of positioned spears and slings, kind of like guards overlooking the throne room, but not a lot. It seems that most are either in the back tunnels, kind of clearing things out, / working on the barricade above you.
Okay, whispering, I'm going to kind of say to Felix, I mean, if we can get to the other side, I have a way to get us to the bottom without getting hurt. And I have a way to get somebody back up here without getting hurt. It's just a matter of... And I'm going to point to the... Relatively.
Is there... So what is the concentration of kobolds down there? Are they all kind of by the makeshift throne? Are they around the room? Are they?
The majority of them have kind of created like a couple line procession to allow Oz and Bubbles through. There are some scattered around, just kind of sorting through things, trying to be quiet, and then there's guards. But the most of the attention is on the chief, who is speaking. Need no help with green men. Want intruders gone. All out of Darkholm.
We should
No
probably
more.
go down and get him before this goes south. I whisper to Temerity.
Well, let's give it a shot. Can we try to stealth, like, along, like, maybe tucking into the different, like, doorways as, like, different kobolds, like, walk by to try to stealth to the other side so we're, like, sort of above or, like, as close to the cage as we can get?
Yes, you can do
Cool.
this. Yeah. Of course.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. What do I do for the stealth check?
Advantage.
It's advantage.
Yep.
Cool, I need it because I suck at this today.
I rolled a 23.
Ooh. That's a 19 plus. Stealth is a 21.
Okay. As you're making way, so Oz, Bubbles, you are speaking to the chief, and you see. Hide. Peek, peek. The rest of your party sneaking around on a higher level. But the conversation continues. The chief does not want help. The chief just wants all non-kobolds to leave.
Okay.
Would you like us to... We can vacate the premises and make sure those green men come with us? In exchange for the chest.
How do this?
Don't seem to mind.
Tell Chief Unka Bunka.
I will... can I... Oh gosh. Maybe I should just take Produce Flame right now. Oh, you know what? I'll do... I feel like this is more useful in general. I guess a lot of stuff does this, but I basically want something that produces flame. So if it's Prestidigitation or Produce Flame, I don't know yet, but I'm just going to say I'll, like, make... Because with Prestidigitation, you can light a small fire. So can I just say that kind of sits in my hand a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some of the various soldiers kind of are a little bit on edge. They kind of they point their spears towards you.
I'll put it out and I'll say, I am blessed with fire breath. I can help you with this. This one here is blessed with the strength of a bear. She can help with this as well. You do not need to worry. You can sit here and relax and we'll do that for you. Just for the chest. That's all. Can I persuade?
You may.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cat person too?
It seems... Yeah, you're asking for basically, can we just show up and take some things and leave? And this is...
I'm promising to vacate the nuisance. The green men nuisance. Dirty 20. Or no, I have a +6, so 22.
You leave. Never return.
Never return.
What about my duff?
Points, nudges towards one of the guards. Free rug.
I'm gonna shoot a message really quickly to try to, Temerity, I understand that you're trying to be impatient here, but you see we're doing something, and they're about to let that one out, so if you could move and hide your ass really fast, that'd be really appreciated.
Yeah, but we still need to find his stuff. I mean, like,
Just please.
Can we just kill them?
No, we will most certainly die, I say in my head, just like still smiling, like.
Alright, well, if they pull any funny business, I'm gonna shoot them. And I'm gonna kind of tug Felix into like a little alcove or a doorway or something.
What's going on?
They convinced the kobolds to let them leave. I don't know. But
What about my stuff? I need my stuff back.
yeah, I said that, but do you know where it is? What it looks like?
Well, I mean, yeah, I know what it looks like. Would it be in this room with all this pile of crap?
You can look for it. You're kind of from a distance. The lighting is spotty. You can make an investigation check at disadvantage.
Since
temerity is helping.
While they're looking,
What does it look like?
It's a rapier, and he kind of holds his hand out about yay long. Has gold hilt with like red sort of jewels kind of in it, and then black studded armor, and just like a normal like rucksack bag thing.
I'll try to help. Look from here, since I can't message back once I already responded.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, can I react after Temerity messages me back while they're doing this? While they're searching, can I like say something to the?
I mean, the chief is starting to kind of look at you strangely because you're getting you're smiling, but because you're focusing on the conversation, you're getting a little bit of a blank stare. You can continue to message if you would like. You are being directly looked at.
So like,
does message have somatic components?
it's like,
It has.
it's like
You have to
play-
point. You point at somebody.
No, I thought it
I'll
was
just-
a somatic, like whatever gesture you want. Like I always did it.
No,
playing with my hair.
You have to point at somebody for this. It says you point your finger at somebody and you send them a
Because he's here, and I'm assuming they're on the other side. I'll
probably
just
kind
I'll
of
just
like-
be gesturing with my hands and
Okay.
etc. I'll make it a character trait of this character I'm playing.
But it is looking at you, but you may continue to use the
Okay.
spell if you would like.
Well, I was going to say something to the chief. I was going to say, if the rug, as you say, could also have, perhaps it's things it uses to kill green men with, so that we can help you clear them. That would be useful. We are here to help you.
You ask much. This our horde we take.
Yeah, but we helped you escape earlier, though. It's just a little bit. Please.
Testy.
I'm sorry.
Ask much.
I'm sorry.
We give much. We will clear nuisance for you.
Promise.
We will give favor to that dragon god as well, when we return to her. And I'll shoot immediately. I'll be like gesturing like thank you, and I'll be using my fucking fingers to try to Temerity. They're gonna show you where it is, I think. So just watch, please.
I'm gonna
Don't
respond
get caught.
back
Don't
with.
die.
I'm gonna respond back with a quick description of Felix's stuff, like the rapier with like the gems and like the rucksack and everything.
Okay. I will,
There-
and then I'll say as the guy's doing stuff, maybe with the ones walking away, I'll be like, it's a beautiful, beautiful rapier as well. It looks like this, and I'll try and describe it and play it off as trick stuff. I'll describe the things, trying to make it like those are tricks things as well.
Okay. There are some kobolds that are taking the chest, kind of wiggling it out of the horde. Trick, a few come to your cage, say things that you don't understand.
Oh, that's part of the... Okay.
You see one kind of produces a little bent kind of rusty key, tries to get in the lock. It doesn't really work.
You probably need
Put-
actual...
Puts it on the ground, hits it with a hammer.
There we go.
Okay.
That's how you unlock locks.
Who else is here?
But well, he hits the key to bend it,
okay.
and then.
Please do not be stabbed if I step outside. Okay! He's gonna, like, hop out. Okay.
They kind of just start pushing you.
Okay.
You see Trick be walked to the front, around to where you see a dragonborn and a small halfling girl.
Oh, okay, might as well be where this is going. Okay. He's gonna wave.
Hi.
Hello!
Would have been good meal.
Oh, don't. Oh.
We will leave you many green men meals in our wake. Feed you for months and months.
I don't think
And
I'll be eating
you
that.
said you described to the chief the
Items that
Felix's
are
items.
Felix's. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know if they know what Trick's stuff looks like. If they get that as well or not. I'm just trying to get them to also get Felix's.
So you see that there is kind of the mound is mostly kind of what could be seen as valuable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like,
So they're all pulling it out of the mound or something then?
Yeah, they're kind of making sure it doesn't collapse.
Spirited Away
Can I
style.
help them with like the chest and stuff so it doesn't like collapse, like roll down?
There's initial hesitation, some spears,
It's okay. I just want to.
but then when they see that you and with
down.
speaking Draconic, they let you.
Yeah.
So you help with getting that down. Trick, you see just in a pile of, it looks like sort of just they're like buckets used for refuse, rotted food. You see sort of little smashed pots with plants.
Oh no!
There is one little glass orb with a little preserved succulent in it, and what looks to be a ratty old book. Some papers kind of ripped, but
Fighting.
mostly intact.
Okay.
You see your big pack. It seems that the general nature to which you carry your items, the kobolds decided that it was trash.
Put it in the trash pile. Oh no.
They are
But you see your book.
Okay. Can I like?
You see
am
your
I
bag?
close? Can I like sidestep to it?
You're kind of being like they're ushering you, and you're like, oh.
Just real quick. Can I grab?
Those are the things in which this one can help us as well. Kill more goblin men for you. Those things over there. Those things, dear? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Unga Dunka.
Turns to you.
If you want, I'm gonna give them the longsword that I got off the goblin. So it's like a trade, you know. So you don't feel like we're taking everything. You can have this one.
Gestures for a few soldiers to kind of take it.
Okay.
And then they carry it up, and then next to where he sits, they kind of just stab it into the pile.
It's an iron throne. Baby iron throne.
Yeah.
I'm
This
gonna
is a little kobold iron throne.
I'm gonna message to Trek and say, "Hello, dear. Don't be afraid or anything. It's just the dragonborn in front of you. We are trying to get your cellmate's things as well. He is hiding in the shadows back there. If you could, and they ask you if the things that they bring to you that are not yours, if they are yours, will you say yes?
Oh, you want me to lie to them?
That would be lovely. Yes.
I could lie to them. Yes.
Thank you, dear. Okay, and that's it."
Okay, bye.
You would be familiar that this is
Best.
a simple magical, yeah. You would know.
Just go on a few dates.
And he was here for weeks. But
A few weeks.
while these kobolds are kind of it's still really tense.
Mhm.
And you see that this one kind of kobold with sort of a little like a robe, little jewels, makes his way up to the king, whispering, speaking into his ear. And he's just kind of looking at you. There's just this level of like, you keep asking for more.
But I gave him something.
I know that, and that helped.
Okay.
It's just
I have as my like background, I have a signet ring with an imaginary, like for an imaginary duke. It like looks pretty. It looks really real.
yeah, it's just
got,
a
like,
fake
jewels.
signet ring.
Yeah, like it's got something on there, or some nice crest or whatever, or jewels or something. And if I see them getting suspicious, I'll offer that as a token of trust and say,
Do you say anything?
yes, I'll Chief, I would like to also offer you this. It is a sign. One that you can use. In the name of this Dragon Queen, and I'll give it to him. Please take it in good faith. All those below will know who you are. It is finely made, and glitters like the prettiest gem.
Give many treasures.
It's a fair trade,
Most definitely. Who had the geode crystals? Who's holding them?
Temerity.
right? Probably Temerity.
I have them.
Okay, never mind then.
I wouldn't give them away anyway. Mine.
There's some motioning and shuffling around, and Trick, you're kind of just, your bag is shoved into your hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Tosses your little glass orb with the succulent in it.
No! You catched it.
Now just for...
And Bubbles, you're holding the chest.
Did they give them Felix's things?
They're looking.
I rolled an
Actually,
investigation check.
Yeah. How was that? Yeah,
It was an
we totally
18.
missed it. The 18. You do see it. You don't see your armor, but you see the sword. You see the sword and some of your various little accoutrements.
So I'm like peeking over. I see the sword. I wave to Trick.
Hello. Oh, no. Sorry.
But I kind of turn to Temerity and I point to my sword. And can Oz see me?
If I'm looking that way, then maybe?
Well, our stealth
You're
is
kind
pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
No,
it was
you're
pretty
kind
good.
of well, and they're also being blocked by the mound.
Mound, okay.
You cannot see each other. You can message each other because the message can go around it.
Okay.
Sure.
I can see my sword. They can't see my sword. I shouldn't jump down there, should I?
I would give it a minute. Let's see if we can get the room cleared out a little, because like I said, I can get you down there without getting hurt, and then I can get us to jump pretty frickin' far.
I'm gonna watch for now to see if they.
So they're
Find
looking. They're looking for it. Do they find it?
Yeah. One kind of comes around. Passes it to another.
It's about to go down.
Shows it to the chief.
Oh, I swear to God.
It's about to.
It looks at the gold.
It's a pretty sword.
Gems.
Son of a bitch.
Kind of thunks its staff down. You ask many things. Give some. Looks at like the plain longsword. Looks at the ring. You ask too much. Need no help with green men. For yourselves. Thankful. Breaker of chains. We break chains too. Debt paid.
Well,
Sits in its chair.
Can I see them? Can I see him?
Yeah.
can I cast... Ooh. I'm gonna cast Charm Person
Okay.
on
Well,
him.
So there are full verbal somatic components to that. They will know you're casting a spell.
Yeah, me.
There is no. You're not a sorcerer, so this would not be a subtle spell. They would see you starting to incant and gesture.
People charm person in front of... I feel like people do that. So how do they do it?
Tell them to just leave.
My interpretation of the rules is because I will double check charm person.
I see it right now. It's in front of me. It just says a humanoid
Is
you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. It's visual, verbal and somatic with advantage. If you're currently finding it, they charm to spend it. Spell ends.
My understanding of that is that you have to mutter magic words, arcane words, and do hand gestures. You can do it.
I won't sacrifice all of our... Oz does not care that much about this one sword for this one random person he just met. So he's going to bow out, and he's going to...
Don't worry, I got it. I got this. Don't worry.
I feel like I feel like Oz is going to trust Temerity to do whatever the fuck she's planning, and he's just going to bow out and say, "Truly respectable, Chief. We will take our leave."
Wait, there's really nothing we could do? It's a really important sword, isn't it?
I'll put into Bubbles' head and say, "We die over a sword, dear? I don't think so. Perhaps
I would die for my sword.
Well,
It's a friend. You
maybe-
can't leave friends behind.
maybe Temerity has something up her sleeve. She is kind of impatient, as we know."
Take chest. Take rug. Leave.
We do that. I'm like, Oz doesn't care. Like, Oz just turned around and led everybody out, assuming that everyone's got their shit.
How high up
Are
are
you
we?
sure you don't need help?
10 feet.
Okay, and did we pass kobolds to get around here?
Mm-hmm.
One or two, but you kind of duck in, and you would then kind of hug the wall.
I'm trying to see if we can leave quickly without having to deal with kobolds.
It's possible. I mean, there's a lot of different tunnels. The fastest way up is the spiral. You know that there's a barricade. You haven't actually seen it.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the edge, and as quietly as I can without garnering suspicion, and I'm gonna use my reverse gust.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was gonna do something for that, too.
To basically suck the sword towards me.
What is the range?
30 feet.
Oh.
Well, so you're 10 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 50-foot chamber, at least, possibly more.
How close are they to me?
They are... It's hard to tell whether they are in the range or not. You can attempt it. That's just it's the gust cantrip, so it's just kind of a...
Yeah, but just
It's like force pull.
Yeah.
Roll a straight d20 for me.
17.
You reach out. That little
Touch
kobold
faith.
that's kind of holding rattles and goes flying off. And the blade is coming. It's coming at you blade first.
Okay.
Make a dexterity save to just catch it.
Okay. I'm proficient in
I
those.
was gonna try to do something.
A lot of people were trying to do something.
I thought he was gonna jump, which is
16.
Okay, you kind of and you catch it by the handle. But the kobold that it's taken from, and suddenly the chief immediately, because it was already looking at Oz.
We're leaving, right?
Trick!
Yeah, they left.
We left
But
the room.
was looking at him earlier, so let me go through thinking something subtly magical was going on. I've been doing rolls.
Okay.
I had been doing consistently better, but not too good. But you see the advisor they see the blade fly off, and the chief just bangs kind of its little staff. Trit! Get them!
Okay, so it's a 50-foot chamber, right? How far away am I from the chief?
From the chief?
Yes.
Well, you can't see the chief because of the mound.
Well, so how far away am I from that mound?
So it is it's a big mound, so it probably starts like 20 to 25 feet, and it's got kind of like a 10-foot to 15-foot diameter, and just kind of piles up from there.
If I kind of like sidle over like a little bit, is the chief within 60 feet of me?
Well, how much over are you saddling?
I just want to scooch over to the side so I can see him again.
You cannot.
No?
It is like this. You'd need to get like over here to get an angle on him. You get what I mean? Like,
So, like,
he is
if it
12
were,
o'clock,
like-
you are 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So like in theory, if it were like a 6-second round with the 30 feet of movement, I wouldn't be able to see him.
With 30, well, if you move your full 30 feet of movement, there are other kobolds up here, then you could see him.
I mean, they're about to get attacked anyway. So, I'm gonna run over so that I can see him.
Well, everyone is going to have to roll initiative then.
Oh no!
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't want to kill these guys. Oh no!
Because
Well,
message is 120 feet. I'm gonna scream out at Temerity and go, "Thanks, bits."
They were coming for you anyway.
They weren't before you. Fucking, I'm so mad.
You
All that
are
work.
partially out of the way with the chest and trick.
I thought, there was
You'd left a little while.
Okay, but we
Okay.
heard the scream echo down the
Oh, yeah.
hall.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
so we're in a hallway with like a bunch of branching shit.
Well, they told you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
And we
I will
left.
ask you. So would you be going up?
We'd be
where
going
you
back
ca-
to the
the same way you
only
came from?
opening. Yeah, we'd be going to the only exit we know of, which is the way we came in.
Okay. In the time it took Felix to kind of decide what to do, realize that you guys were leaving without his sword, calling the sword, and then all of them kind of getting ready. It is you've probably gotten you were walking, so like a round's worth, 30 feet away.
Okay.
Bubbles, just now that you are in combat, I will say, so you are carrying this thing, so you might not be able to move your full movement with it. We'll have to kind of see.
okay. I think I can.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
I rolled,
so
are we doing initiative?
yes, just give me 1 second. Okay. Everyone give me initiative.
20.
20.
Natural 20.
20.
Okay, how about we're gonna do it the Matt Mercer way.
That's
Yeah, Matt
amazing.
Mercer way is so easy.
I got a natural 20 and have a 22 too.
Hey!
Okay, so
Oz
you
and
two
Bubbles are in sync. We've mind melded.
okay. So that would count as 25 to 20, 20 to 15.
Oh, I'm 21.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So 21 for Temerity. Okay, so 20 to 15.
16.
15 to 10? 10 to 5?
No!
I got a 5.
Okay.
Bitey, no.
I did not
Okay.
want to fight.
Classic wizard.
Oh no.
I do not want to be.
Wizard? That's cute.
A wizard.
So, Oz, Bubbles, you're acting first. You hear, Tradict! Tradict! Get them! Get them!
Motherfucker.
But you wouldn't have known that it was me.
True,
You wouldn't
true.
have known.
I didn't scream it at you. I thought it.
Yeah, it happened
I didn't
after.
trick them. What are they talking
You don't-
about?
You don't even know why they're saying that.
Why are they saying my name?
I have now.
What's your name?
That's my name.
God, I now have access to second level spells, and I don't know that's right. I want to use. I might just use this though because it's so freaking good. Will you say if I use something now, Ink? Will you be like, no, like you can't? If I don't actually, I have so little time to think about this. Will you get mad at me if I choose one? Then you're like, you picked it, so you gotta keep it.
No,
No.
won't get mad.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because I forgot to. That was more so on me to be like, let's solidify what your level up will be in the week we have. That's
I
my
completely
fault.
I completely forgot too. It's my fault as well. But in the meantime, I'm gonna cast. I'll be like motherfucker, and I will cast darkness all in the chamber behind us, and like starting towards that door as well. So it's really hard to find the entrance to this door, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing as well.
Nice. What is the size of that? That's a 20-foot
I
radius?
think so.
Darkness,
Yeah.
20-foot
5e.
sphere.
Yeah, I think it's a 20-foot sphere. I'm gonna try and
Excellent.
get it as much up in that business as possible.
20-foot sphere of magical darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I will dump. And as I don't know what Bubbles is doing, but I'm guessing we're just gonna go up to where we know where Temerity and Felix were. We're probably gonna try to reunite with them. I'm guessing. So, or at least that's what Oz is thinking.
So you're gonna try and get up, but you know that they're up one level.
And is there an obvious path, like one of the tunnels starting to go upward? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you were led down like the little outer rings.
Outer
down-
ring?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there are inner rings or something?
Yeah, they're
or
in like the inner. They're in like
Like
the
a
inner
labyrinth.
ring, so you can assume.
Okay.
You can assume everything seems interconnected. It's like an ant colony.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my 2 flammable skins of shit, the flammable stuff that I collected. I'm gonna dump it from the darkness to the path. I'm gonna dump it all on the ground, and I'm gonna be waiting for Bubbles to go up. And when Bubbles goes up, I'm gonna ready in action once she passes by me. And Trick does. I'm gonna light that shit on fire with a little bit of prestidigitation.
Okay, well, so you used your action to cast darkness.
True. So I'm gonna
So
use
you
my
cannot
movement.
ready an action.
Okay, so I won't. I'll move. Can I try to as a free action, can I uncork them and just run and like dump them behind me and then just stand at the
Yeah,
corner?
that would be your object interaction. You're just
That'll
letting it
be-
out as you run.
That'll be my shit, and I'm gonna wait at the thing for Bubbles and Felix or Trick to pass.
Bubbles, it is your turn.
I will go up.
Okay, so I would like you to give me. It's not necessarily that it's heavy, but it's that it's big and kind of awkward for one person to hold. So give me an athletics check at disadvantage for carrying.
It's like when you're trying to take a table upstairs and it's like the angles and you're just like, shit.
I mean, that's pretty good. I rolled 19 and 16 plus 21.
God, you guys rolled really good stats for your levels. Okay, so you actually
I'm really
kind of
strong.
get it. You move it.
Yeah.
Onto kinda
I was
your
already
back.
thinking I was gonna put it on my shoulders and do it anyway.
Your movement will not be impeded, but the kind of readjusting will be your action for this turn.
Okay.
Then you can start dashing if you want to. So
Okay,
you
I'll
move your
use my-
full movement.
Yeah.
Okay. You start heading up a level.
Yep.
Okay. Next is the advisor, who was readying a spell and can no longer see.
Yes, bitch.
So I suppose the spell fizzles out because he cannot see a target.
Fuck yeah.
He will move. That's going to be his turn. All of the other kobolds, of which there are many, they are acting on one initiative. All sort of kind of are stumbling. I'm going to just roll a couple checks. Fail. Success. Fail. Success. Success. So a few of them kind of trip and stumble around, but a few they kind of feel their way to the doorway, but all of their movement was considered difficult terrain because of all of their stuff that they have in here. A few tripped and fell prone, but a few have made it to that doorway. But you said the darkness is kind of the hallway and the doorway and kind of out, kind of like in between the two rooms.
So it's hard to like find where the doorway was. Hopefully they have to stumble and feel the wall and waste time. Hopefully.
Okay. The other kobolds that are up on the level that Felix and Temerity are on. Some have slings. They see Felix.
What?
Because he came to the edge to pull the sword. So they are going to attempt to hit him with some slings.
Some slingage.
Yep, they're gonna just fling some rocks at you.
That baggage.
21 to hit. And a 14 to hit.
14 meets it, beats it.
Okay. Well, actually, sorry. The 14 is at disadvantage because it is further than 30 feet away. And that actually brings it down below 14. So only one hits you. You take 4 bludgeoning damage as you are pelted with a rock.
Okay.
Another 2 kobolds are going to meet on either side of you with daggers. It takes their full movement to get there. And then that is going to be their turn. Felix, it is now yours.
Okay.
You are flanked.
I rolled a 21.
Oh, sorry, Temerity. Yeah, I'm sorry. Temerity, you're up.
Okay, so basically, like, is there any spot? Well, all right. Number one, does the pathway that we're on above go all the way around?
Yeah, it's a whole ring. It's a spiral. So on every time you come around the like if you were sitting at like 6 o'clock right now, every time you come around the 9 to 10 o'clock part, it splits, and that's where the loop up goes.
Okay. So down below, I know that there's like the darkness orb on the doorway, but in terms of like the chief or like the weird advisor guy, like, do I still see them?
They are all in the darkness spell. You see nothing in there. Okay. I don't believe you have an ability that lets you see through magical darkness.
No. Well, so here's the thing. The grease spell says a 10-foot square centered on a point within range, not a point that I can see. So knowing where the doorway was, can I cast grease where, like, in a 10-foot square in front of that doorway that has the darkness orb on it?
What is the range of grease?
60 feet. I'll move if I have to.
Let's see. Yeah, no. That should work.
Excellente. So Temerity will, if I have to move, I'll move. And then I'll, I guess, like, I'll have, like, there's, like, a little storage container.
How do you cast this?
Yeah, so basically the way that it's, like, a little piece of, like, ammunition that I had, like, stored away in, like, a little component of the arm. And then there's, like, a little valve, sort of, that's, like, there. And I, like, shove it in, and there's this, like, kind of viscousy looking liquid, and then I go and I shoot, and this blob of grease shoots out and lands in a 10-foot square there. And when it appears, each creature standing in the area has to succeed on a dex saving throw or fall prone, and if anyone enters or ends its turn, they also have to succeed on a dex save of 14.
Okay. So all of the ones already there, when you launch it on them, have to make a save?
Yeah, if they're standing there in that 10-foot square, which I'm just trying to put on that entrance.
Yep. Hold on. AC 14.
Yeah.
What kind of save is it? Dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 13, so plus 2, 15, that's a pass. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a natural 20, that's a pass. That's a 14, so beats it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's a fail.
So it's half and half.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now here's another quick question. Since I have my tools now and I'm level 3, am I allowed to use my infusions? Because that's since I got the tool set?
Yes. Now that was your action to cast the spell.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that would be a thing that I could potentially do.
You can do it with, you have the smith's tools, and technically if Felix lent you, he has a lockpick, which is not a full thieves tools, but he was making it work.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will cast Arcane Weapon on my arm gun.
You cannot. Oh wait, that is an infusion, isn't it?
And no, Arcane Weapon is a first level spell.
So you can't, because you can't do two spells in one turn.
It has to be a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So never mind. I'm cool. I'm just chilling. I'm like, come on, Felix.
Okay. And Felix is now your turn. So you are standing at the edge. Darkness appears in front of you. Temerity lob from behind you in this little alcove that you were hiding in, lobs a thing of goo. You are flanked on either side by a pair of kobolds.
Is there room for me to just dip?
I mean, you can dip forward down into the pit. You can't, if you go around if you went around the kobolds, they might both attack you.
Are they both within melee range?
Yes.
Okay.
It took their movement to get to you, and they're on either side with little daggers.
So on the kobold on the side that I would have to run to leave, I'm going to attack him with my rapier.
Okay.
Oh, I need to equip my rapier. I have it yet. 18 to hit.
Hits.
And I get sneak attack.
I don't think it's possible for him to not die, but I want to hear the damage. They're just kobolds.
14 piercing damage.
Yeah, no, it's hella dead. So you stab it.
And then I'm gonna grab Temerity and I'm gonna go.
Okay, so your movement becomes halved for pulling someone along.
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna move and then bonus action dash, so it would have been just my full.
Okay. As you pull Temerity along, the other kobold on the opposite side will take an attack of opportunity, but at Temerity, because you're pulling her behind you.
Okay. Sorry, pal.
That is an 8.
Fuck off.
I'm rolling a lot below 5s. This is just like last week. So you move 30 feet. Your next
the way that we went.
Yeah. So on your next turn, you could either kind of loop around and start going up the ramp, or you could also, at the height it is, you could kind of hop up and climb onto the ramp. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that is your turn.
Yep.
It is now a few other kobolds, which are gonna run into the grease spell. That one succeeds. That one fails and slips into his friend. God, darkness and grease is not a good combination. That one fails. That's cocked.
Good combo, guys.
That one succeeds. That one just barely succeeds. But they're all kind of pushing their way through the doorway. Trick.
I should be running. I think I am going to just do the running.
Follow me!
I'm following! I am going to follow that one because that one seems to know what she is doing.
Okay.
So I hold my backpack and I'm running.
You have your backpack. Are you also going to dash?
Yes.
That brings you to the front of the pack.
I am fast.
Oh yeah, you can do your feline agility thing too, and do that.
If you wanted to, that would be like
the little run.
Like his pupils get really big, and then just
He has the zoomies!
Are you using feline agility or just dashing?
Just dashing.
Okay, that brings you to the front of the pack, however.
Okay.
Okay. The chief is going to can't see, but in its anger is going to take one of the gems out of its hat, crush it in its hand, and is going to do that to summon an elemental.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit!
Okay.
It's an elemental crystal.
Oof.
This is red. So
Daddy, no.
let's see. I just need to make sure that it is the right kind. I had this up and I accidentally closed it. I was like, I don't need this. They're gonna get out of this socially.
We did!
Sorry.
We were about to.
Needed my
Not with
sword.
all the stuff
You
that
could've-
we needed.
You could have gotten the sword when I could have I don't know, fucking pulled them out of the room for some shit, like just minimized, waited till the cobalt put it back on the ground.
I was gonna feather fall and then jump us out of there.
That was cool. I was excited for that. Yeah.
Let's see.
But-
So it
Nah.
conjure
Shoot.
elemental spell.
Do it at some other time.
Gem type determines the elemental summoned. Yes, yes, yes. And the summon elemental spell, I just want to see what the range is because I want to see where it would come up. Within 90 feet. Okay. So higher up on the ramp, a fire elemental is going to manifest itself. And I am going to roll initiative for it. This is a large creature made of complete fire, making plenty of light. Okay. But it will not get to act on this turn. So we're back to the top of the initiative with Oz and Bubbles.
Okay. Now that everyone's gone up that little path, and I can still probably hear some of them trying to get through that way, I'm gonna light this shit on fire with a little prestidigitation. Just a little flame just at the tail end of it so that it lights. And I'm gonna keep running up with them.
Okay. Okay,
Would
so
that be
is...
connected to my grease?
That's what I was wondering! Because I started.
Did we just
right through
potentially morph in this?
Molten Callista, and it's a Molten Callista callback!
Perhaps that'd be so good.
You
Because I started it right around where Tamara
you use your action.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's a 10-foot cube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You use your action to light it, but you light it at just the tip, so it's going to take just a little while to get there. You see it go. That is your action.
Couple seconds, like 3-4 seconds or something to light.
Yeah. So you then run. So Bubbles,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Running.
Okay. Are you dashing?
Yep.
Are you going to go to the left, which cuts into the inner ring where you saw Felix and Temerity, or are you going to continue up the paths of the outer ring?
How does one seem obviously better to get back out the way we came?
No. One does not seem obviously better.
Okay. We're gonna try to meet up with them as we run then. I think,
Well-
yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm trying to find my friends.
I mean, do what your character would do.
Yeah. Bubbles would meet up with them.
I'm gonna do strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bubbles will always go find her friends. Always.
So you convene, you come into the inner ring, and you can see there's a few kobolds with slings. There's one very close to you that kind of, and then you see beyond him, running up from the opposite end, is Felix and temerity, and then up higher above you, it is not a medium creature. It is a large creature.
Oh, boy.
Which I believe
Tight. Cool.
I can't tell if it's a flight speed or just a walk speed. It just says 50
I don't
feet.
think the fire ones have a fire elemental. I don't believe has a flight.
Fire does not
I don't.
fly. So, but it is you just see this large being of fire.
Looks like Ignis, but it's not Ignis. So, I would just like to rage.
She's supposed to start rage carrying this chest.
Okay.
Just in case, because, like, I don't want to hit
Yeah.
any of them, but I think
There it
they
is.
might hit me, so...
Oh,
As I rage, I'm like, I'm sorry!
It is blocking the ramp because it is a large creature. It's actually almost kind of slipping off of it. As it was summoned, it's got one hand in the side of the rock. It is melting its hand into it to kind of anchor itself.
Okay, I rage as I try to find the way up and out.
it's blocking the way up.
It's blocking the way up.
Okay, well then how do I have to get up to it? Like how far
You
up?
can't with the chest. You're encumbered.
your movement brought you into this room, and I'm just saying what you see.
Okay,
your
okay.
movement is up.
Okay. So I rage as a bonus action.
And you rage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Temerity. You see, just as you're running up, you see burst out of nothing this large flaming creature, and then you see some of your companions show up in front of you. You see that kind of up. There's a goblin. There's a kobold with a sling, your friends, and then up kind of to your left is this hulking creature of fire and magma rock that just kind of looks down at you and goes,
Cool. Sick. Tight. Now, is that that's not the way that we came from the forge, is it?
no, the forge is in the outer ring.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick with my original plan because, well, I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look at Felix, I'm gonna look back and be like, fuck that guy! I'm gonna pass Felix, something that I was working on while I was, on my watch. It's this, I have like I was picking up a bunch of scraps in the little room, so there's these like two rough, rusty metal rings with like pieces of glass in them and like a really shitty, like, bendy piece of wood, and there's some goggles of night that I infused for one of you guys, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see too well when we get the fuck away from him, and I'm gonna pass them to Felix, which I don't know if that's an action or a bonus action, but...
That's an object interaction.
So that's an
Taking
action?
him. Well, no. It's neither a bonus action nor an action. It is your object interaction.
You get a free action.
Well, excuse me. Then I'm going to cast Arcane Weapon on me arm. Let me go to my spells here, because I get to do, like, all kinds of stuff. The damage is going to be cold damage. And that's my bonus action. And then, I'm gonna shoot the guy. He probably isn't gonna get hurt by a bullet that much, but I'm gonna shoot him. The big boy, because I don't like him.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. That was a natural 2.
So
Plus 4.
You just kind of, you're getting all prepared and you see it and you're like, oh crap, and you just kind of fire straight into the air.
Yeah, it's really cool because I like have like these little buttons that are like on the arm, and I like push a blue one, and then like all of a sudden like all of this cold mist surrounds the arm, and then I just fuck up really hard. Ooh. And I'm gonna, with my movement, just run the way that we came towards the forge.
Okay, well, so that you would be, you are technically, there's a kobold there.
Yeah,
I will say,
I don't care.
Well, he has a sling out. I would just say, technically you wouldn't be able to pass through his space, but you can, I suppose you could squeeze around and just be like, nope, get out of my way, you little thing.
Yeah, I'm just like having a really great time, and I'm just like,
it'll use a little bit more of your movement. So you get up to, you're basically face to face with Bubbles now, who's holding the chest on her back like, ah! And you're just like,
Wrong.
It is at this time that the fire is going to ignite the grease.
Yes! Come on.
So let me just
Austerity
read what
combo.
happens when grease catches on fire, because I know it's bad. Right? Actually, it doesn't say anything in the spell.
It doesn't specifically say.
It's up to DM's interpretation. Michael does 1d6 usually.
That's what I would do. 1d6.
I will give them a chance to. Normally for fire, you can have a dexterity check to kind of hop out of it before it. Well, some of them are prone. All of the ones that are prone would fail actually, they have disadvantage, right? They don't fail automatically. God,
No,
these are rules that I don't think about. If you're prone, do you have? Does prone? No, I always think that prone gives you disadvantage on dexterity checks, but it doesn't, does it?
You can roll around.
Sorry, this is like
a prone creature's movement option only is to crawl. Disadvantage on attack rolls. That's it.
okay. Nothing about dex saves. So I'm gonna give them all a
you
dex.
can roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them all a dex save to kind of slip and slide their way out of the flames, or if they catch on fire to stop, drop, and roll it out. Fail. Dead. Succeeds for half damage, so I'll roll it in a second. If they fail, they're basically dead. Succeeds. Fails. Dead. Fails. Dead. Natural 20. Fails. Fails. There was a lot.
These poor kobolds.
Don't show Bubbles this. She's gonna be so
11
Fails.
days!
Oh no!
Oz, if Oz could see it, he'd be like, "Oh my god, yes."
And
If
it
I
was
could
just,
see, I would be like evil laughing.
I roll.
I feel like
I-
Oz and Temerity would be like,
Since I gave them the dex save, I made it 2d6, but I rolled a 1 and a 3, so they're actually not dead, but they are burning, because that was only
Every
4
point counts.
2 to the ones that succeed, but that was like 8 or 9 in total that have taken damage in some form.
"Cool."
I just rolled really low on the damage, but they are on fire.
Oh, that's
But they can't see the fire either because they're also in darkness. They're slipping and sliding, bumping into each other. Now they're set on fire and they can't see.
Yay, kobolds.
Perfect. I brought them to hell with me.
This is terrible!
Felix.
Okay.
You now have shitty goggles.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the goggles on. Object
Okay.
interaction.
It's like you can see in the dark now, even though it's like the thing right there is like kind of almost too bright to look at. Like you're in night vision goggles. And there's like little cracks in it, but like now that when you look in some of the dark areas, you can see them a bit better. They're like tinted, what color glass? Is it clear glass? Is it like tinted glass?
It's like one of them's probably like green and one of them's probably clear because it's just stuff I found.
Cool.
Okay. Well, so everything's in a greenish tint, not that you fully get what that color
Yeah.
is.
But you have 60-foot
Shut
dark
up.
vision.
Chell and Bitey are both colorblind,
Yeah.
so they're like green, sure.
Yeah, we trust you.
Mm-hmm.
For you, everything would look yellowish.
Okay, fair enough. So I put the goggles on, and I'm gonna follow Temerity, and to everybody else, I'm gonna be like, "Let's not go that way. Let's go this way," and he's gonna run after Temerity.
Okay.
I'm going to take my full movement. Action to dash. What am I seeing right about now?
Action to dash or bonus action to dash?
Bonus action, we'll say first, to dash.
Okay. Well, so you run. So if you're going through the doorway, because you're not gonna mess with that thing.
No.
You're pushing through all your friends. So you're like, oh, Hi, Temerity. Hi, Bubbles. Oh, hi, Trick.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, random kobold that's there with a sling.
and then you're like, oh, hi, Oz, because Oz is like kind of at the back, and then you're like, ooh, okay, there's other stairs.
Okay. No kobolds around. No enemies. Just.
You don't see any.
Okay. So then I will use my action to move forward as well.
Okay. An action to dash again.
Yeah.
Felix is gone.
Yes, good. Go.
Felix has yeeted from the building.
Felix self-yeeted. Ooh, that's rare.
It is now the kobolds. Two that do see. The only two that see are going to the sorcerer or the advisor. Oops. He's a sorcerer. You're going to use his movement to get just out of the darkness, looking up. The only person he can really see is Temerity, because from this angle, Bubbles is
back.
Yeah, Bubbles is but so you're still in the chamber, and so is he. But Bubbles is short, so from this angle he can't really see. Let me double check what spells he has. No.
Just do an
I literally had all of these up and the whole window closed, so then I'm like, oh right, I had this up. All right, I had this up. Oh god. I'm losing the suspense.
Going.
You're fine.
Fighting.
I just want to make sure. I just really want to make sure that I'm killing you with everything I have.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
That is fair.
There,
You're so valid.
Hit me!
Lip.
It is going to cast Charm Person on Temerity.
Oh god, is this a charisma saving throw? Because I'm probably...
Charm is a wisdom save.
Not
But
very
it's a
good at those
disadvantage
either.
because we're engaged in a fight, so you have advantage on your roll. Because I just read this on Charm Person, because I was about to do it to the guy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have advantage. It's going to try and charm you.
I have a +0, so this isn't going to be great. That's a natural 19
Yeah!
Ooh.
and a natural 1, so that works.
Didn't need it.
Dang it.
Ink is
Okay.
mad.
Oh, that would have been so good if you were on my side for the rest of this fight.
I would have fucked everyone.
So you feel
Probably would.
something try to like take over you, but you shake.
Fuck you.
You're like, I
Woo!
was just shooting at you. I'm not your friend. That's going to be its turn, I believe. Unless it has anything else. Nope. It has a dagger. You can't do anything. Okay, so that's him. So the other kobolds now, they are going to use their slings to also attack Temerity. Because you're just the one that's there.
That's fine.
That is a... Oh my god. 16?
Yeah, that'll hit.
And higher than that. So they're both going to hit you with... Well, actually, I keep on forgetting. This one's at disadvantage because it hasn't moved into range yet. So... One hits. I need to keep on remembering. It's further than 30 feet. So you take 5 bludgeoning damage as you are hit in the face with a rock. And it is now the fire elemental.
Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
I have to after I roll like 8 saves for everyone on fire. Fine. No. Fine. No. Fine. That's another another one on damage. Another 4 damage. So you can hear some of them burning to death.
Oh, sweet music to my ears.
It's darkness. It's not silence. It is now the fire elemental's turn. It is going to go.
Pretty sure I'm also the closest one to that guy.
No, I think I might.
Hey, I'm a tiefling.
Fair. That is fair.
No, because I'm between you and him because it's like ramp, me, you, door. It's fine.
Okay. It is going to move into both of your spaces because you're next to each other.
Yeet.
So now you are standing in. Yes.
Okay.
So this is the first time you enter it, so you are just automatically going to take damage.
Okay.
You take 9 fire damage, which I believe you're raging and you're resistant, so that both gets reduced to 4. But you are now both on fire.
Nice.
It is now, that was just its movement, it's going to use its multi-attack, which I don't know if it can attack people that it's standing in.
It just punches itself in the stomach.
I mean, well, it's their touch attack, so actually, yeah. It's going to make a touch attack at Temerity. 24 to hit.
Fuck yeah. Gimme.
That's another.
It was nice knowing all of you.
No, I have like
That's
30
another-
health. I'm good.
That's another 11 fire damage, reduced to 6. And then it's a multi-attack, so it's going to do it again. For a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Another 9 fire damage, reduced to 4.
Whew.
Yikes.
It'd be like that.
That is the fire elemental's turn. So now it is. Let's see. I did Felix. There's the fire elemental. Hey, it's Trick.
Hello.
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 It is your turn. There is Big Flame Man.
Big flame man in proximity to me.
Very close. He is
Close.
big. Yes.
Big and hot. Okay. He's gonna.
Singe your whiskers, end of them.
Oh no! No, not my whiskers. He's gonna be like smacking the side of his pack. Is it safe to assume he's got like a dead bird in there somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna pluck a feather out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna turn around. Well, not turn around. Like look over his shoulder while he's like running. And he's going to say, "What does a flame smell like? Burnt nose hair." And he's casting hideous laughter at the fire elemental.
Cute.
Okay. What do I have to do?
You have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20.
Fuck!
It has a wisdom save of +0,
Oh, plus 0. Oh, damn.
but I rolled a natural 20.
We will continue to run because he did not like my joke.
Alright, so you run away from it, upstairs, follow Felix?
Follow Felix.
Come on, buddy.
You know him! He's your friend!
Hello, Mr. Felix!
Hi, Trick.
Hello! This is not fun!
No.
I prefer the cage.
The rest of you are on fire while you just hear Trick's voice just trail off into the tunnel.
Can I just use it to dash?
Oh, yeah, you can use your feline agility to double your movement. So you're actually right. So, Felix, you're like, there's no way that he's gonna catch me. And you just see this cat on all fours, just, Mr. Felix! Hello!
Mr. Felix! He did not like my joke. He did not think I was funny. I do not think they can laugh. Hi!
Come on, let's keep running.
Okay. That's his turn.
Okay.
He did not.
So now it is Oz and Bubbles.
Alrighty. We're just running? Or the elemental's still in my... Is he in my way or is he behind me? Because I remember you said they came back that way?
So the elemental is in the inner circle.
Chamber, right.
So you can, like, you're, like, at the doorway, you basically see your friends on fire, and then your other friends run in the opposite direction up the stairs of the outer circle, and you're kind of at the crossroads.
Yeah. Bubbles and Temerity are on fire?
Yeah.
Okay, Oz is gonna go. It's gonna. Fuck. Does it look like they can come this way unencumbered? Like they would be blocked or anything?
The creature is made of like fire itself, so they can probably run through fire.
Oh, so it's between them and me.
They're inside of it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's huge. It's a large creature. So with them standing right next to each other, it just moved on top of both of them, and they're basically in a swirling thing of fire.
I'm gonna... trying to remember all the best things to... I'm gonna tell it... I'm gonna look at the thing and go... and just say... Get the... Yeah! And I'm gonna try and command it in Fiendish to flee.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
Wisdom save. To beat a...
I rolled an 18.
Fuck! Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Now you roll good.
I was just gonna shrug and say... and it's gonna turn around and start running.
Well, because I was looking and I was like, it would not be immune to that, but I rolled an 18.
Okay.
So you were going to run?
Oz doesn't know what else to do. He's gonna save his hide.
Okay.
He's gonna run. He's not very,
Bubbles.
admirable in that regard.
At the start of your turn, you take 2 fire damage reduced to 1.
Okay.
Because you're still on fire. And it's now your turn.
Alright, I'm going to run, but before I run, I'm gonna kick it. Because I have my hands are occupied, so I'm gonna do an arm strike and kick it while I leave.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay.
You're kicking a fire elemental?
I'm crazy, what else am I gonna do?
It was like kicking
That sounds like...
It's like kicking a volcano.
That sounds like Bubbles. Bubbles would kick... She's hardcore. She'd kick a volcano.
15 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, so it takes 4 damage.
How do you want to do
Okay.
No.
You now take an additional
Yep.
10 fire damage reduced to 5.
That's fine, I'm running away.
Okay. You run. I will say, you were standing in a fire elemental. You are on fire. You're holding a metal chest.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Natural 19 plus 4.
Okay. You can feel it start. You can feel the metal burning into the back of your neck and on your hands, but it just makes you angrier, and you keep holding on to the chest. You're still on fire, but so the rest of you just kind of see this little... Are you running back inside the...
I'm following my friends. Whichever
Okay,
way
so
they
you run
went,
back
I'm
and you run back inside. You're on fire, so you're just this like little beacon. So now it is Temerity's turn. So Temerity, at the top of your turn, you take 3 fire damage reduced to 1.
Okay. Whew, oh, not great. Oh man. Cause I'm pretty sure with these you have to like, don't you have to take a whole like action to like be like not on fire anymore?
Yep.
Until someone takes an action to douse the fire.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an action to put yourself out, and you are still standing in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to decide if I want to take an action to dash or if I want to take an action to pat it out. But these things, I'm pretty sure, can move super fast, so it's probably better to just dash and take whatever other damage. So that's probably what I'm gonna I'm gonna run, and then I'm gonna dash. With my
Okay.
action.
Okay, so you're still on fire.
So I'm 60 feet
Dash.
away on fire.
Okay. Next is the sorcerer's turn.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that guy.
Well, he can't see you anymore.
Good, because I'm like about to...
And actually, the light from the fire elemental is actually setting off the sunlight sensitivity. It is going to... It's going to cast Expeditious Retreat as a bonus action on itself.
Fuck yeah.
And
Get
it's
the
going to
fuck out.
start sprinting. It's going to... It's closing its eyes, but it's sprinting on its teeny tiny little legs after you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Not good. I thought he was running away.
But it's gonna take him a while. So he's gonna also use his... When you cast the spell, bonus action on each of your turns. So it's going to bonus action dash and action dash its way. So he's coming. Oh lord, he coming.
Oh Lord, he
Oh lord.
So that brings us to a lot of other kobolds. Okay. Couple more have died.
Oh.
The rest have gotten the fire put out. None of you know what the chief is doing. None of you know what they are doing. You are not there. That darkness spell, how long does that last?
Darkness lasts an hour until I dispel it.
Oh. Fair enough.
It's just there.
They're starting to move. They're deciding to go against the... Instead of the tunnel where you originally left, they're gonna be moving to get out of the darkness on the opposite side, where the sorcerer, the advisor, is calling them. They're gonna just go up the ramp. But that's all of their turn. So that brings us
it's
to...
10 minutes until I dispel it, sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's
But
a
that's a lot
that's
of
a
turns.
long time still.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing in combat speech.
Basically.
Felix.
Okay. Do I have some sort of idea of how far away we are from the where we came in?
You were all the way at the bottom this time. You're a few hundred feet underground. Maybe like 100 to 200 feet. And I mean, these aren't just straight paths up, so it's gonna take you a while. Not
Can I
incredibly long,
See
because you're fast.
Temerity yet,
She's behind you.
but I can see her.
Yes.
How far behind me?
I would say... Well, let's see. You dashed
Mm-hmm.
to get out, and then you bonus action dashed.
Mm-hmm.
So she is... And then she dashed.
Mm-hmm.
So that would put you at like 35 feet away, 30 feet away. Right? Because yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of look over my shoulder, look back, look over my shoulder. Fuck! Then I'm gonna slow down. Essentially, so
You
that
grab
I
the wall.
meet her.
Okay.
I'm gonna
That
put
was
her
not
out.
the time, Mr. Felix.
Okay, you use your action. Temerity, you're no longer on fire.
Bless, because I'm about to be in single digits, and it's not great.
And then I'm gonna use my movement, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to keep going.
So you used your... Well, so you moved back to her.
Okay,
put
so
her out.
then this bonus action. Mhm.
So you're back to where you
Yep.
were. And then if you want... Yeah, because your action was to put her out. So you
Yep.
basically... You stop. Run. Pat.
Bonus
Run.
action dash.
Back to where you are.
You
Okay.
owe me.
That's what the
That
goggles
actually-
are for. We're even.
That actually works out quite well for you because the fire elemental on its turn, it's going to use its fire form. It's going to basically just punch its arm because it can squeeze into spaces as narrow as 1 inch. So this is easy. It's going to punch its arm through the tunnel on the higher level, and you see, if you had kept on running, you just see a whole tunnel of fire just boom in front of you. And actually, it's coming close to 1:30. As you are all in this kind of switched between hallway, and you see that fire just strike across in front of you, I'm gonna do a cliffhanger.
Ah!
Oh!
And I'm gonna leave us here in our second escape.
Ah.
Rude!
As basically you're seeing the rocks sort of start to melt as the fire elemental is like almost like it's climbing the side and it's just shoving its fist into all of these tunnels. It's basically just gonna be trying to guess where you are.
Yike.
But I got my sword.
We don't have healing potions or anything, and
And our
Tamara's
heal-
looking
our-
like shit.
Our healer is outside. We did not bring him.
Jasper was gonna die.
You have a week to think of some
Oh,
possibilities of plans. You've
Oh,
been
boy.
you've been in these tunnels for a little while. Maybe you can think of something.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Alright.
So, when you're negotiating with a goblin chief, you're starting to ask for a little bit more than you might be anticipating. Don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hell yeah!
And we'll see you next week. Bitey will still be here. Chell will still be here.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
And then possibly some other things coming up soon. From
Our
lovely
deaths.
Danica. Possibly your deaths. Anyway.
Next time for all of our funerals. It'll be
End of
fun.
campaign, let's go.
Aren't you so happy that you're all level 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, that's it. That's it for tonight, everyone.
Okay, love you, bye!
Love you.
Goodbye.